Welcome back to 1010's podcast with Michael and Adam and Robbie. This is the number one Porsche podcast according to rave reviews, and if you go to Google,
3 stars across
Google,
the board.
it will tell you so. I know there are others that claim that they are the number one Porsche podcast, and they are not correct.
You don't have to own a Porsche to have the number one Porsche podcast.
That's what I'm saying.
Or the number 2 Porsche podcast. But
for sure, not the number 2 Porsche podcast.
That could be the number 1 Ford podcast.
Number 1 Ford podcast?
I don't know.
What is it that they have?
Do we even own any Fords?
Not us.
No, we're not talking about us.
I don't even know. It doesn't matter.
We're the number 1.
We're the number 1
That's fine.
Porsche podcast.
I'm good with that.
Are we going to talk about Porsches at some point in this particular
Unfortunately, yes.
So this is the
I
number
tried
one
to
Porsche
avoid
podcast.
it, and I was unsuccessful.
This is the state of what this is now.
News was lame this week, and I was desperate.
Been there.
Totally different things, Robbie. Totally different things.
Oh.
Your personal life is not to be spoken of when we're speaking in that way.
Oh, yeah, this is a very professional podcast.
Yeah.
We don't talk about personal things.
Porsche people are professionals.
We do our best.
To stay professional?
No, to not talk about personal things.
That's true.
We're not very good at
Yeah,
it.
they don't even know.
We're also not very good at staying professional.
Nobody.
seems to be
It's not
working.
in the description for this podcast that it's
If only they knew the things we said not during recording.
Yeah, that's the best stuff.
It's true.
We had a weekend of things
Dustin-
that would truly offend people.
Dustin got a taste of it before we started the show. So
Yeah, he's aware.
Guests get a taste of it before they
some of them
come in.
do.
Is this going to be on the show? No. We have not hit
We do
record
have a
yet.
line. It's hard to believe, I know, but there is a line that
We're
we
not-
don't cross.
Yeah.
People
Anyway,
just don't realize the weird shit that they say to their friends when they think nobody's listening. That's the difference.
That's probably mostly true.
Yeah, because someone will take it out of context if you record it and post it on the internet.
They will.
Yeah, for sure.
It was funny in the moment, but someone else heard it.
Right.
Then it's not funny.
Yep.
All right, well, let's actually do Adam's opener at the beginning of the episode. How about that?
Whoa.
Does that sound crazy?
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
do
all
the
about
opener presented by Factor Fabrication.
All right, so I have a hypothetical question for you guys. This was something that kind of came up in the news a few weeks ago. I decided not to talk about it, but then for whatever reason, this question popped in my mind. So Kimi Räikkönen, Formula One Ferrari driver, famed, highly social, very friendly guy.
I'd hang out with him on the weekends.
I would too.
None of those.
We would
things
have
are-
deep
None of those
conversations.
things are true. Deep conversations. This dude's like a fucking robot.
We could go fishing.
I bet he's a funny robot, though.
I bet when he talks, it's pure gold.
Probably, yeah. That's
He doesn't say anything.
historically been the way it has been.
It's like my brother. He'll just real quiet guy, real quiet.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he'll just burn you with the worst burn you've ever had in your whole life, and then no more talking.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's Kimmy.
Like barely even laughs about it. Maybe a small chuckle.
In your face, bitch.
Yeah.
Then just walks away.
Yeah. So he's Ferrari's number 2. Despite the fact that you're not supposed to have team orders or anything like that.
Yeah, well, we don't need to get into
Kimi
that. but
Räikkönen
yeah.
is without a doubt their number 2 driver. Next year, he's going to Sauber, which is like, I mean, it's not Williams, but it's not exactly the best team.
Mid-level?
I would say that
Lower tier?
they're
how do you
fighting
want- how-
for second to last.
Yeah, that's one way to
I think Williams is probably the worst team in Formula One right now. But I would say that Sauber and McLaren are clawing their way down there.
Yeah.
So he has decided to run with Sauber next year. So the question I pose to you guys, because I'm kind of interested in knowing this, and I think that both of you will have very different answers. Kimi Räikkönen, world champion, winner of all things, pinnacle of motorsports, as all Formula One fans like to claim, retired, decided to come back to racing, but got back on a spot with Ferrari, and then fast forward a few years, is basically being sent to the back of the pack. Would you take that opportunity? Like,
How much
some
money is-
people, I have no idea the money. The money's not the point.
But it is the point.
Some people, well, because I think that Kimi Räikkönen has enough money.
Can you really have enough money?
I mean, but do you really need more?
We were just talking about the lottery, so yes.
Yeah.
The
well, that's
$500 million
fair. Yeah, you-
lottery.
That's fair.
If you were a millionaire, you would still play the lottery to win more millions.
Yeah, that's probably true. But like, I feel like he's doing all right. He's an older guy.
I'm sure he's fine.
He could go on to other
Endeavors.
endeavors like that aren't back of the pack. But some people have hypothesized that maybe he's trying to like play a little bit of a Lewis Hamilton deal where he goes to a backmarker team and tries to build something out of it to like have a legacy to live off of.
Yeah.
So the question I ask you, would you guys, say you're the Formula One world champion at some point, you retire, you come back again, would you take a spot in a backmarker team or would you just, I'm good?
Yes.
You think you'd stay in Formula?
For multiple reasons. One, it's good money. Regardless of what team you're on, they're getting paid well. At Kimi Räikkönen level.
I mean, maybe.
So he's getting paid on a shit team, so the pressure's low. He has any success, that's great. No one expected it. And then if he also has success, it's out of spite because fuck Ferrari.
But Sauber's like Ferrari's junior team, so he's still Ferrari for all intents and purposes.
Now I'm curious what he's getting paid.
Because they run Ferrari motors, and
yeah.
I mean, they're basically Ferrari's feeder team, which is why I think he's there to build a legacy. Like, he's there to help their junior drivers become their main drivers, in my opinion. Would you deal with that sort of BS? Would you go from like a top 1-2 level team to the bottom of the pack and deal with that, or would you just retire? What do you think, Michael? Would you deal with that?
I'd go back to rallying. That's what I would do.
Yeah, because apparently that's what he did in the middle here.
Yep.
When he retired in like 2009, I think, he went and rallied for a couple of years and then came back to Formula One. But I feel like there's so many other motorsport things you could do. I don't know that I would go and be a backmarker Formula One driver.
I'd probably do like GTM racing or something.
Yeah, there's, WEC racing. There's lots of sports car.
Yeah,
bodies.
I'd do sports car racing.
Could probably go to IndyCar. They're always
he could go wherever he wanted.
They're always looking for drivers.
IndyCar would probably be fun. I'd probably do IndyCar. I don't know enough about Formula One. I know you're.
If
I felt like I was taking a demotion,
but like just
I'd
in
probably
general,
leave.
like I mean, let's
But like, okay,
put
so
in
so if he goes to IndyCar, he's still going to be paid well. But
potentially,
you keep saying potentially, like there's not millions of dollars that they're throwing at these drivers.
I think that in IndyCar, that's not necessarily the case.
On
I think
a guy like Kimi Räikkönen, it would be.
The Formula One world champion is going to come to IndyCar. You don't think somebody's going to pay him
the thing
at
is that
least
like
$1 million?
the dude's like old, and I mean he's not even that old. But in the world of professional race car drivers, he's pretty old, and apparently that just means you're irrelevant to a lot of those people.
Not when you're winning.
He's not though.
Well, he's still top tier.
I mean, but he hasn't been. And I question because Ferrari is Ferrari, and they've clearly favored Sebastian Vettel
Without
for quite a few of these races and stuff like that, and they've all but told Kimi just to hang back and defend. So maybe this will be the chance to crawl out from underneath him and show that he is still a worthwhile person. But
yeah,
he's not winning races. He's not doing he's not setting a ton of poles. He has here and there.
Right.
He's had a couple podiums this year. He's still third in points.
Exactly.
I mean, he's still doing all right, but I don't know, man.
I don't know if you're getting forced out of a certain team and another team's like, yeah, you can be our number one. You kind of do it. I would definitely take that and then do it out of spite. I mean, if you win, you're kind of like just big, middle finger to the people that didn't believe in you.
Right.
Kimi Räikkönen seems like the kind of person that would go somewhere else and then win and then go fuck you.
Yeah,
like in a press
that's
conference.
Absolutely true.
Yeah, I want to thank Sauber for believing me when Ferrari didn't, because fuck him.
And then
that's probably true.
I mean, that's how I would look at it.
Also, if I was a Formula One driver, I might just ride it out until
till they tell me I can't be here anymore.
Yeah.
Till no one will put my name on a line anymore.
It's like, oh god, this being catered to, and the trailers, and the women, and oh god, it's so terrible. I'll be like, yeah, I'm not leaving this lifestyle. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Hanging out in Monaco with a bunch of
free
models,
watches and shit.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Hublas.
Bleh.
I'd be in that.
Well, did you ever see the Daniel Tosh stand-up special where he's talking about Brett Favre?
No.
People are like,
because how many times has that dude retired?
Exactly. But then he was saying, like, people were telling, Brett Favre shouldn't retire. They're good, they're like, well, we'll come back, we'll pay you $1 million. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Well, then you just keep going and going and going until you're like the backup quarterback, or like the third string quarterback, but they're still going to pay you a shit ton of money.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to keep doing that. Fuck my legacy. I'm going to keep doing that for money. I would probably do the
I
same
don't even think I
thing.
do it for money. I do it for the lifestyle.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these guys are, I mean, they're very like self-centered, egotistical dudes, I'm sure. I think that a lot of them would want to go out on top.
Well, I think part of the problem with the ego is that you always think that you're number one,
And that your peak isn't there yet.
you're not peaking.
You may have just won, and everyone else sees it as a peak. You're like, Psh, I'm going to repeat next year. And I'm going to repeat the year after that.
Or you're like, well, I'll do one more year and see what happens. And then when you fail, you're like, well,
I got to repeat.
now I got to
That
keep
was
going.
their fault.
I got to keep going.
I think that's probably what it boils down to. It was my team's fault.
Yeah, it's that same
Bad strategy calls.
That same ego that you think you would want to finish on top, phrasing, is also
I always finish on top.
Jesus. There's also the same ego that's going to make you keep going back or do it out of spite.
That's probably true. Maybe it's just because I don't have that ego. I would duck and run.
No,
I would rather go somewhere to another like lower series where I can still be the top guy on a top team.
Then you're the big fish in the little pond. He'd rather
That's fine.
be chasing the big fish in the big pond.
But I feel like he's the big fish in like the small fish car.
Which is why when he wins, it's going to be.
He's not gonna because he's sour.
I'm calling it right now. He's going to do better than anyone expects.
I can tell you this: he's not going to be on my fantasy team next year.
He might be. He might start in the back and then work his way to the front. That's more points. Everyone knows that.
He's not going to be in my fantasy team next year.
Fine, I'm picking him.
Glad he's back to being negative Nielsen because he was oddly positive
Super
this past
positive,
weekend.
like-
It was fucking annoying.
At least it's not snowing.
It wasn't snowing,
It
dude.
rained for 3 days.
We got 6 inches of rain here in Des Moines in the last like 4 days. If that would have been snow, it would have been feet of snow.
Shall we move on real quick here?
Yeah, Mr.
Don't forget. All right, factorfabrication.com, factorfabrication on Instagram. You can see Booney's giant staircase that he built out of the beam. That's
what I was trying to describe the last time we were on the show.
It's on Instagram. Go find it.
So cool
It's crazy.
looking.
It's not done yet. They got treads to
handrails
put on
and
it,
stuff,
handrails. So just that's something to check out if you're interested in fabrication.
It's like
it's very interesting.
Big curved spine. It's super neat.
Moving on, Mr. Positivity.
Okay.
Glad you're back to being Kimi Räikkönen.
Okay.
Because it rained all
Nonstop.
just one time.
Almost.
one
race event in 2018. It would have been nice to go to and not have it rain.
That would have
I
been
think when we
great.
went to the first O Drift Collective, it technically rained.
Yep.
Because it was like misty and fucking weird.
Yep.
It rained at GRIDLIFE Midwest. It rained at GRIDLIFE Round 5.
Yep. Yeah,
It rained at Formula Drift.
we had to postpone one of the SCCA time trials events because it was foggy and wet track. And by postpone, I mean like an hour or two.
It rained.
And then we had one nice time.
It rained for like 10 minutes at Audubon, and the day before it was like 120 degrees with like 150% humidity.
So it turned into a sauna.
Is basically rain. So yeah, it's been a real shitty year.
Yes.
Weather-wise was not super great.
I believe the term is El Nino.
I was waiting for that. No. But at least it wasn't snowing.
He's
wasn't snowing.
the only person I've heard use the
fucking
word
hate-
El Nino since
I've heard
2005.
I've heard multiple people say this is an El Nino year.
It's the only person I've
I'm
heard
just
say it.
repeating what everyone else
This,
tells
by the
me.
way, this
It's
picture
probably
of
wrong.
Robbie in front of the tent, which we have a different tent now. This looks like
It's
one
a
of those.
wonderful tent, by the
It
way.
worked really well.
The tent worked well. We had a tarp situation
I
that solved
question
some problems.
I question how much because we took just tarps, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
put them on the top of the tent. And so I question how much that was the difference.
It didn't hurt.
Right. No.
Water
I
didn't come
understand
up
that.
from the bottom, though.
Well, that's because your nice tent has a tarp bottom, and then we put tarps under the tarp bottom.
I feel like Thomas has had a tarp bottom too, but I don't think we
I
put
don't
tarps
recall.
underneath it.
Yeah, there was a tarp
Yeah, you
underneath
did.
it.
Yeah.
Was there?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's why I don't think his was a tarp bottom.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, this picture of you, it looks like one of those pictures from around like turn of the 20th century where people are like moving to the west. You know what I mean? And they're standing there in front of the
Hold on.
mule and they're fucking miserable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can I make
Like,
this black and white?
They haven't eaten in 3 days, sort of thing. That's exactly what that picture looks like of you
I
in
should
front
have
of the
taken
tent.
it black and white. I missed the
I
mark.
can't
there.
change it real quick.
There's a
on
way
this
to
one.
change it.
Yeah.
You can change it.
You can post
We
it
can
on
post it on
Instagram.
Instagram and change it to black and white.
There you go.
But that's exactly what that looks
Hashtag
like.
covered wagon.
Yeah, just
Hashtag Oregon Trail.
it's a covered tent, and you can't
That's
smile
good,
to the
I like
camera.
it.
Yeah.
No, they're never smiling in those pictures.
Just like this.
They always
picture.
look miserable and half dead.
That's what Robbie looks like.
Yeah, I was happy.
And that was only Friday.
Yeah, that was
that was Saturday.
That was Saturday?
Oh, it was
Oh.
Saturday
Saturday
morning.
morning.
Yeah, because we didn't get there till dark, basically.
That's right.
That's 'cause it gets dark really
practically
early.
setting up the tent in the dark, and I forgot every single thing
Oh yeah,
that I needed.
He shows up with like half a backpack and a helmet, and he goes, "We gotta go to Walmart."
you just came from your house where you live.
You have all that stuff.
So Thursday night, I unrolled my mattress, and I think that I probably hadn't unrolled it since GRIDLIFE
Midwest.
and it smelled a little funky still. So I decided that wasn't coming with me because I remember Robbie had bought an $8 air mattress at GRIDLIFE Midwest, and I was like, that's a normal thing, right? I can just buy that. No big deal. And then I set aside my sleeping bag and a pile of sweatshirts that I was going to bring with me, and promptly forgot all of those, and a pillow never even crossed my mind. That thought never even hit me. Ever. Not once. So there was no, even if I remembered everything that I had planned to bring, a pillow was not on the radar. So that wouldn't have happened
At
anyway.
least if you would have brought all your sweatshirts, you could have.
Well, a pillow was like $4.
Yeah,
you needed
so
an
I
air
bought-
mattress anyway.
So I bought the air mattress, the sleeping bag, the pillow, a sweatshirt, and some like snacky things,
Yep.
and some Mountain Lightning energy
Yeah, if
drinks.
by snacky things you mean cupcakes.
You ate an entire box of. You ate like 20 cupcakes in a day.
It's my new GRIDLIFE
Every time I
tradition.
turned around, you were eating cupcakes.
Dude, they're
I was
so
like, what
good.
The fuck? How could you eat that many cupcakes?
It's my new GRIDLIFE tradition. I did it in Midwest too.
And somebody called you out on it too. They're like, why do you keep eating cupcakes?
Because I bought them. Now I'm going to eat them.
Because they're delicious.
How about those little like cereal bar things?
those little Jif things?
Yeah.
Those are peanut butter and sugar.
I bought the salted caramel ones, which is more sugar
Yeah, it was just,
than the peanut
that
butter.
was even
yeah.
worse than mine.
They're so good though.
They were good.
$40 for all that stuff. I mean, could have been worse.
It could have been a lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse. Who knew you could buy an air mattress and a sleeping bag for $9 a piece? The most expensive individual thing I bought was that stupid sweatshirt.
Your bright green one?
It was Dayglow green.
You pulled up that picture of in the tower.
It's so I can wear it at work. We have to wear that color
I know,
everywhere we go
the-
at work. So I was like, well,
Well, the best part is we're in the tower and, it's not raining and Adam has his hood up then too.
I hate this picture so much, by the way. It
It's
makes
so
me so
cold.
fucking angry.
Because it's the worst picture I've ever taken.
Yeah, well, so it's a picture of me, Jabay, Sally McNulty, and Adam in the tower, and it's literally the worst picture anybody's ever taken.
the only person who's looking
You
at it
can't
is me.
You can't see Sally at all. She's standing behind
Adam.
Basically
and it's
behind him,
not
yeah.
like oh, it'd be cool to say like, oh, look, I got to interview Sally at GRIDLIFE while we're announcing. You can't post that picture of her because it's like it's not a very flattering picture of anybody from that angle.
No,
You know what I mean?
it's art, man. I took it all
It's
art.
not. It's infuriating is what it is. Adam looks like he wants to die. Like Adam really looks like this is the end
That's
of
because
the
I didn't
end.
know it was happening.
It's literally the end of the end for Adam.
I think that was the wet session, and so no records were being broken. And
Yeah,
I was
He was
sad.
bored.
this was Sunday morning.
I was super sad. So, announcing was fun, though.
It was fun.
You guys did really good.
That was a ton of fun.
You did really good, Michael.
Well, it took me a while to get.
Adam had to
Dude,
get
I felt so
Adam had to get
weird.
warmed up.
I
That
don't
was
know.
so funny. I was like, "Are we gonna start now? Are we gonna start?" Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know if we're gonna. I'm like, I'm gonna start. And so then I started, and then I was like, "Okay, you say something." You're like, "I don't know what the fuck it said." I was like, "Just say anything." And then so I kept.
I would be saying things to Michael with the mic
Right, he's
off.
like,
that
you know,
were
it's
like
really
the things
interesting.
I need to be
You remember
saying.
back at Midwest Festival when they were here, they were running about. Well, I was like, turn the fucking microphone on. Say it to these 500 people.
I don't
say
want
it
to say
me.
this. I felt
don't give a
so weird
Say it
about it.
to
I don't
all
know
the
why. I felt really weird. I don't
I
know.
was like, Adam, if you don't say something, I'm going to ask you a question.
That's what he
and
did.
I'm going to fuck
he
you
started
over.
asking me questions. I had no choice but to turn my mic on and say things. I was really upset by it.
Well, yeah. Once you got rolling, you were fine, and
I
knew-
know.
and that was all it was going to take.
I know.
but, yeah, I mean, you're.
That's just the way
confident
I
on
am.
a mic, and you're confident on the show.
But
so,
like,
I mean,
it's just you two.
yeah, people listening don't matter. This
Yeah, but I don't know that.
Right.
You know?
But we were both standing there looking outside going, some more people here than I thought there was going to be.
Yeah.
It was.
Looking out the window going,
Yeah.
It was the busiest October GRIDLIFE I think they've ever had.
It was
what people
I think
were saying.
every single event they had this year was the busiest of that particular event that they had this year.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, it's
that's-
clearly a growing.
That's half of it.
It's clearly a growing group. So
Yeah, they're gonna. It's gonna be.
they have no
full.
problem selling out any event that they do at this point, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's great success.
So
But we took Robbie's car out there. So Robbie had a
Yep.
HPDE ticket. And first of all, I want to say that I think the Avalanche pulls well, and if anybody says differently, then they're a dummy.
I
don't know why. Like, there's been a debate about whether or not the Avalanche will pull the 240 in a trailer. I don't know what that's been about, but
they're wrong.
You're wrong, because I drove it most of the way back, and it was fine.
Sitting in the back seat, I mean, that's not exactly the... But you don't know it's there.
It didn't do, like, anything weird.
There was never a time where I felt like the trailer was trying to drive
kill
the
us.
truck.
Yeah.
And we were driving that rainstorm.
It was quite windy for a while.
No.
And, it got real nasty in the water, and it never once felt like...
No, it
didn't feel like the tongue weight was off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It did really well.
Then,
on and on about.
Yeah, I-80 and 94 are relatively flat. So, I mean, the weird cruise control with the 4-speed transmission, where
second
it
gear.
did it like twice the whole trip.
Unlike
when you go to Omaha, where it does it like every 3
all
minutes.
the time.
Every 3 minutes.
Omaha drives miserable.
But I'll say it, 90% of people never, ever, ever, ever need those giant diesel pickup trucks to pull their race cars. You don't need it.
Mine works fine.
I was in the other camp, but I will now say if you have an open trailer, and yours is metal, yours is steel, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't need one.
I get when you're rolling down the road with an enclosed trailer, you'll want a heavier truck out front, because that's literally a rolling brick at that point. Although I think, according to my dad, who's towed both, I don't have experience with both, but according to my dad, who's towed both, the trailer we currently have is the slanted nose.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that makes a world of difference.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So, is yours that way? Is yours
It's
flat
like
in
a
front? Yours is pointy.
triangular
Yours is
nose.
pointy.
Yeah,
I'm sure that helps significantly.
it probably
too.
does. I don't remember because it's bigger than the one that we used to have. So I don't know. Can't say if it's
Right.
better or worse.
Right.
But I like the open trailer towing. It's good.
Yeah.
Works out good. Yours got that shield on the front, which is
The rock guard,
You don't
yeah.
have to worry about shit flying up and hitting the car. So
Except when you drive like on a couple miles of gravel and your car's filthy now.
so dirty.
Filthy.
Robbie just likes an open trailer so he can look back and see his car.
I think he
That
just
way I know it's still there and that it's not like
it didn't come
thrashing,
off.
thrashing around. I'm super paranoid about that. I check it at every stop,
You should.
which is probably good practice. But
Yeah,
I'm always
absolutely.
nervous that something's
Some
going
people
wrong.
don't take towing seriously enough.
Like I'm not going to point out names or people or anybody, but there was a car in front of us on the way home that had not enough straps, in my opinion.
I don't think that was a GRIDLIFE car.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
He was on track.
Oh, I was thinking a different car then.
Yep.
I
But
was thinking the Donk.
no, the Donk in Chicago also. His was strapped. on
Yeah,
there
his
well.
was properly strapped.
Yep, but this car that left GRIDLIFE was not properly strapped, in my opinion, and I was nervous for him.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think people take that seriously enough. No. I remember, it's been quite a while, but Austin Covey posted a picture of a guy in city traffic with some big 80s like G-body type thing, if I remember correctly, held on by one of the little like Walmart toe straps.
That won't hold nothing.
Just one.
Nope.
And if I remember right, it was in the back.
Close enough.
So
Just set the brake. It's fine.
Yeah.
It'll work out fine.
it's in park.
It's in park. The brake's
The
on.
wheels aren't gonna
Where's
go
it
anywhere.
going?
Yeah. It'll be fine.
One of my weirdest trailer experiences is understanding that the car moves around on the trailer.
You mean
We had
like
a problem with that with the Fiat for a while. The Fiat
you said the
would
Fiat
like walk
all the time.
it would walk itself around. It was a
The
weird
The
thing.
240 doesn't walk. At least
I
not
don't know that I've
seen.
ever noticed that on anything I've...
For some reason, the Fiat, I wonder if it was just because we were using like chassis pickup points. I wonder if it was just
Oh.
it wanted to like move around, and then if you stopped, you'd want to re-cinch it, or if you got in it to take it off the trailer, you'd notice it was like just cocked just a little bit. It was weird.
Huh.
I don't know. That was on like the old trailer in the old Fiat
That would make
setup.
me like super hyper paranoid.
I just ruined Robbie's headphones. There we go. Fixed now.
Super hyper paranoid about losing a car if that was happening.
Well, it's not
Yeah.
falling off. It's just walking.
Yeah.
I'm still super hyper paranoid even when I
Yeah.
have no issues. So
Well, that's fair.
that's just the life I live.
Robbie's life in general is
I'm
super
just
hyper paranoid.
super hyper paranoid that everything's wrong. So I double
Robbie's
check
2 seconds away from an anxiety attack.
at all times. Yeah.
He looks like he's got it together. He doesn't.
All up here, man. It's just pure chaos and anxiety.
Speaking of soothing Robbie's anxiety and chaos, you had many hugs given to you?
Lots of hugs.
From
dude.
In
strangers?
fact, I hugged somebody else. I hugged Joshua Orr.
Oh, really?
He didn't see it coming. Just gave him a hug.
Oh.
Bam.
Well, I gave him a sticker, so that counts.
Yeah, that's whatever.
It's on the car.
Met
even.
some people, got hugs. Made friends.
Yeah, hugs from a guy we had never been introduced to prior to that.
He hugged me first and then introduced himself. Yep.
Like, literally the greatest moment of my entire life.
And then he told us that he's camping over an Antisocial Hill, and I was like, well, you got room over there?
We'll be moving.
I'll be moving over
Next
there.
time, we are for sure going to Antisocial Hill.
That was nice. That'd be great.
Didn't have any problem with where we were.
It was relatively
it was fine.
not rowdy. I thought it was going to be more rowdy than it was. About
Well,
12:30 rolled around, that whole thing shut down. Like, everybody just passed out.
yeah. Well, you guys all went and were social at like 10:30. Everyone's like, hey, you guys want to go? No, I'm going to go stream the UFC fight on my phone.
No, you fucking... That's not what happened. You disappeared. We were in Matt's camper van, which, by the way, we need a camper
Which is
van.
wonderful, yeah.
And Matt was a wonderful
looking.
host. Matt was a wonderful host, I must say, with the spec fit. He fed us and gave me whiskey, so that's great.
Yep.
And then we were in there, and you, like, started to leave, and we're like, oh, are you going to bed? And you're like, yep. And you just... That's what happened.
Well, you guys were talking about going and doing stuff, and I didn't want to go do
Yeah, but we
stuff.
didn't.
You guys walked around for like 2 hours.
No, we
I don't
sat
know
in
if it was
Matt's
that
van
one.
for most of it.
Oh.
Yeah. We were Matt's van with the heater on.
No, I was in the tent with my sweatshirt on, watching the UFC fight on my phone.
It was a nice temperature outside, though.
Yeah, that's
We
fine.
were hanging out talking about 8.8 IRS swaps and S2000s and cool stuff like that.
I was watching Khabib beat up Connor. My night was great.
It was antisocial Robbie's perfect night.
I did all of my social obligations till 10:30, and then I went to bed. Leave
He
me alone.
got some hugs, and then he decided to turn
He's
in
like
for the night.
he's like a mogwai.
Yeah.
yeah,
You
you
get
can't, don't leave
Try
me
and socialize with
I
him
don't even know
after
what that is, but
10:30,
sure.
and he turns into a
Gremlins, the
gremlin.
movie Gremlins.
Oh, I had assumed it was Star Wars. I didn't know.
Nah,
Mogwise, I don't know.
something like that. Mog somethings.
Mogwais.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Can't feed them after midnight, can't get them wet.
Yeah,
There's something else I can't do to them. I can't remember.
there's a joke there. But I'm gonna
Sounds
leave
like
it
a
alone.
stupid movie, but anyway,
It's
so
a great movie.
It's a great movie. Even Robbie likes that.
it's right up
movie.
there with Star Wars and Jurassic Park. It's the same level of
What's it?
stupidity.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
I had a rain day for work yesterday, and we watched multiple Star Wars movies. Logan loves them.
Well, yeah, he doesn't have a
Yeah, that
choice.
poor
It's not like
kid,
he can
he
run
never-
the DVD player. He's
never had the
just got to
chance.
sit there and watch it.
He loved them.
Allegedly, yeah.
He doesn't have to sit there and watch it. He's got full reign of the whole
Yeah,
house.
Sure.
Do whatever the hell he wants.
No, sure. When Dad tells the story, he loved it. You know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you guys. They're good movies. Deal with it.
No.
Damn it.
So, Robbie, you got a chance to race a Gingerman.
I was finally on track at Gingerman in my car. It was really good. I wasn't going to replace the tires for the last event of the year, so mine are pretty worn out.
Slicks, essentially.
They were
Jesus Christ, you went around and told the whole fucking paddock, that loser doesn't have any fucking tires. You told everybody he didn't have any tires. He
didn't.
I was like, why are you telling everybody he doesn't have any? Like, who cares?
No, that's perfect. Give me room. Just stay away.
Stay away from the guy. He's got no he's on slicks and it's wet.
Yeah, because even James commented on Instagram. It's like, did you bring wet tires? Yeah, if you mean worn out RE71Rs, then yeah.
They're street tires.
I have wet tires. Yeah, they're perfect. There's tread on there. Sort of.
You could see where there used to be tread.
Yeah, it's to the bars.
He could have been like the guy I saw at Solo Nats that was carving tread into his tires with
Didn't do
a
that.
That's what we should have done.
with a death wheel.
Well, Booney offered me another set of takeoffs. I just didn't have the time to run and get them.
Yeah.
That week was nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It
so
always is.
Saturday morning it was wet. I took the 240 out and I was painfully cautious, which is ultra paranoid cautious for any normal human. I was even more cautious than normal. And then immediately blew through a turn. Just slid right through it. And then that just kind of ruined it for the first session where I was just like, well, can't trust my tires. Can't trust myself. So I was really driving way too slow, braking way too early, pushing on the throttle the whole way through. So the first session was a really good feeling out, just to learn the track, stay out of everybody's way, just let me ride. And then as the track dried out, I got more comfortable. And then it was the third session and the fourth session. So it'd be like at 4:30, I was getting comfortable. My tires were able to get heated up. I could actually use grip. I was going quickly through turns, still nowhere near the capabilities of the car. And then at the night session, it was at like 7:30, when it was starting to get dark. I guarantee my fastest time of the day was in the dark. And I was
Which is crazy.
freaking terrified because my eyes don't work when the contacts are in at night.
That was quite a session for everybody.
Yeah, anything after 7:30 was pretty dark. There's one mistake that's been captured by apparently everyone was watching that corner when I was there. So
11 is kind of the corner to watch, though.
No, it was the perfect corner to make a mistake on because we're going down the straight and this BMW is going real quick and I give him the point by and then I follow his speed through into turn 11. But this is one of the opening laps, so my tires aren't quite warm enough yet. So then I hit the brakes trying to brake with him and then realize, nope, we're sliding. Slide all the way through 11 into the exit. I'm like, well, we're going into pit.
I mean,
I need
Pit through.
I need space. I need space.
of all the places for that to happen, that is the ideal one.
Yep. Yeah, turn 3, I did it, but I stayed on track. And then turn 11, I slid through the corner.
Yeah.
And then just took the exit, which is fine. So, yeah, just those are my rookie mistakes. But other than that, nothing major. I was mostly concerned. I wasn't concerned with my track, like my lap times or how fast I was doing. I was more of just learning the course, getting comfortable on track. Because like even I was running SCCA all summer, point to pass anywhere. Here I was an intermediate, so it was you can only pass on the straights. So like people are following me because when you go from turn 5 all the way basically to 10, there's not really any room to pass.
That's basically corner after corner.
So like I'm going through, there's a guy on my bumper. I'm like, just kidding, wait,
Sorry.
get to 10. Okay, now go.
Get out of here.
I would have let you
please.
pass a long time ago. I'm trying.
You're on the backside of the track. Nobody would have told on you.
And we can kind of get into why I don't like the night sessions. Obviously, my eyes, if I go without contacts, I can't see well enough. If I go with contacts, I get halos really bad from the other headlights. Turn 5, I couldn't see the braking zone, and turns basically 7, 8, 9, I couldn't see hardly anything. So at the beginning of the 7:30 session, I was okay, but towards the end, probably my last 3 laps, I was like, nope, this is dumb. I'm done. I can't see. I'm unsafe, and it wasn't even dark yet, like truly dark at that point. So I felt uncomfortable because of my limited abilities and my inexperience. So I just called it early and took off, and then I rode along with Joe on his session. It just seemed like the darker it got, people use that as an excuse to ignore the fact that you needed point buys.
Right.
Well, if I can't see their point buy, I don't need one anymore.
What's the point?
I don't need one anymore. And you just blow past people at really bad times. So it felt like the darker it got, the less people were being watched or could be watched. And people were doing stupid shit. I mean, nothing like painfully dangerous, but in my opinion was just like, you're asking for trouble. Like, there was one moment where the Miata that was in front of Joe wouldn't let him pass. So Joe finally took it. But in the meantime, Joshua in the Corvette behind Joe tried to pass as well. No one could see anybody, and then Josh ended up in the grass. So it's just, I'm not a big fan of night driving. I understand a lot of people were. I understand the excitement behind it. I truly didn't like it, and I probably won't. It would take a lot for me to do it again, or at least I need something different with my eyes for sure.
When I went to Autobahn, they have like a dusk one, but that's like in July, and it seems like it doesn't get dark like instantly as much as it does in October, where it just seems like it gets dark a lot faster, And so you have this like dusk period where you've got 45 minutes or so where it's dim but not dark, and just from watching, I felt a lot more comfortable about that. It's dark enough that it's an interesting experience, and you get the glowing rotors and the awesome pictures, and it's really cool, but it wasn't so dark that I was like, these people are doing 120 miles an hour in the pitch black. This is insanity.
Yeah, and I think the difference would have, I think they needed maybe 3 more lights. 3 more floodlights, like something closer to turn 5, something around turn 7 and 9 and stuff. And I think that would have made a huge difference. But it just needed a little bit more light, in my opinion. And it was probably fine, especially if you knew the track. And I'm probably one of the least familiar people with that track,
right? Which
is probably why I was even more uncomfortable. So if it had been at RPM, I probably would have been a lot better. I would have been more comfortable.
Well, that like some of those time attack drivers are clearly quite comfortable with that course because they were like maybe 2 seconds slower, 2 or 3 seconds slower.
Yeah, there were some guys still running at 130s.
Crazy fast times still. That was interesting. But Michael and I are trying to commentate it.
Can't do it.
You don't know
Can't see anything.
You don't know who's coming. Oh, there's some headlights coming down the main straight.
Nope.
Let's crosses the line. Must have been this guy.
Yeah. So, but this is the first time they've run it all year, right? The night session.
Yeah, I think this is the only night session they've. Yeah, they shut it down at Midwest.
Yeah, at like 6. But you
I
can't.
think it was a little later than that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's smart to do it at the end of the season, whereas 90% of your drivers have been on that track all season. Whereas, again,
Right.
I'm the outlier.
There's a lot more cars and a lot more, probably less experience on that course drivers at Festival
right
than there is at Round 5.
Yeah. So don't take my negative attitude towards night driving as a true opinion of the event.
Right.
Just because it's my inexperience that's probably holding me back the most.
We need to get you some LASIK, Robbie.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing is 'cause I'll go in there like, how do you feel about LASIK? Well, your eyes really aren't that bad. It's like,
Yeah, but
they're like the weakest contacts I can give you.
But I want to do endurance racing.
I want to
at
drive
night.
it. I want to drive at night much more comfortably.
Yeah, because that pretty much dashes your hopes of 24-hour endurance racing.
I'm sure I could get visors and there's
Well,
stuff.
I mean,
there's stuff for night
Yeah,
driving that
Josh said he has a
not.
polarized visor on his helmet.
That would make a
and
huge
apparently
difference.
that helps a lot.
Yeah, I just got the real cheap visor. So I think if I had a nice visor, a little more prepared, confidence, more prepared for it, I'd have been fine.
Right.
But yeah, like even just driving at night with just these contacts, at the end of the day, my eyes are tired.
Right. So,
But yeah, you guys did a good job. You commentated. You were knowledgeable of the cars. You were able to pull Cody Loveland up. Adam Jabay was up there for a while talking about
talked
everything.
to
Sally
Eric
McNulty.
Streeter. Did you hear our talk with him, the Mini Cooper guy?
I don't think I was there.
He
for
had
that
the
one.
Caterham.
Yes.
He owns the Caterham that was there this weekend. But apparently he's building this tube chassis Mini
Okay.
that's
yep.
like arrowed out and crazy, and it's got a 360 to the wheel, I think it was, or something.
Yeah,
like
he's got
that.
he's got
Turbo
a turbocharged
Hayabusa.
Hayabusa motor.
Yeah, that'd work.
And
That's
he was
rear-wheel
shooting
drive.
for like 1,100 pounds or something like that.
That'll be a rocket ship.
Oh my god, it'd be so great, dude!
That'd be a fun car.
It'd be so much fun. But didn't he say he's got like a street one already
Yeah, he's got another Mini Cooper.
that had the?
But was it front wheel drive though?
I think it was still front wheel drive, but has a motorcycle engine in it. Maybe?
Yeah, something about an R1 maybe.
I think it was
I don't
an
know.
R1.
I have all the audio files. I'm just going to give them to Jabay after I screw with him a little bit for audio quality issues, and then I'll let him do with them what he wants to do with them. So they will be available at some point if anybody's interested in
Kinda
listening to any of
excited
that.
for that.
Yeah, because Cody Loveland was awesome. Is that an EG?
I think it's an EG.
Okay, so yeah,
Beastie Hatch on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm sure that a lot of people are aware of it.
but anyway, so that's the car. That's the wheels off the hypercar, right?
And
It
the
was
Arrow
there was the wheels and the rear wing and the front splitter off of the
NV8.
NV8 hypercar that he ran at Pikes Peak.
So he had that out there, more for testing purposes, but he had some good runs.
I think this is basically the first track day.
Sure.
It's had they've done some stuff with it. It did a hill climb not that long ago. The Empire, I think it was, hill climb.
And it's got the turbo V6 in it.
It's got an H series V6 in it with a turbo. Made right at 500 a wheel.
So it's a killer car. It's very
quick.
cool. Yeah, quick for sure.
It was cool.
And he was, getting used to it, and they kind of said they felt like it was a great little car, reliable.
I want to say those are 335 square.
I believe
Yes.
it. I'd buy into that.
That's massive.
That's a wild tire on a
a
Civic. That's so crazy. So, because I
So-
think James is running like 315s in the front of his.
I think so. Yeah.
I think they're 315s and like 255s maybe in the back, if I remember right, on that Integra. So, yeah, that's a pretty wild 335 square is a pretty wild setup. So,
yeah, for a Honda Civic.
for anything, really.
True.
I
think I've seen that on a GTR once.
Yeah, probably. Exactly. So,
But yeah,
that was fun.
That was cool. It was cool to get a chance to do it with Jabay too, because obviously he's been doing it for years and years and years and years,
Yeah.
even before GRIDLIFE, and
Him-
he's got that knowledge and he's got that experience. He's just good at it.
Him coming up there and talking with us is what kind of settled me down and got me to relax and be able to do it. Was feeling
it's
a little more comfortable with it.
It's hard to know what he wanted exactly, other than calling times and talking about a few things. I just didn't know what exactly he expected But then once he kind of came up and did his normal thing, then you go, okay, this is what
I think he just
wants.
wants us to talk about the cars on the course and say the things we think, and you know.
But you know how Jabay is. Always like, I don't know, man, do whatever you want.
I know he's
just like,
just so nonchalant about everything.
direction. But yeah, he's so chill about everything.
Just go up. You'll be fine. Just do it.
Like,
Just start
I asked
talking.
him.
He would literally just start talking. Just talk about whatever.
I asked him
that
the
doesn't help
week
me.
before, like, so what do we need to do about like tickets? Do you want us to buy tickets? Are we
We'll figure
coming
it out.
as staff or whatever? He's like, I don't know, man. I'll deal with it. Like, ask me next week Thursday. I was like, Thursday?
We'll be there Friday.
We're fucking leaving Friday morning, dude. I can't. I'm like super relaxed about that stuff. You're giving me anxiety about it. Come on, man.
Yep.
So yeah, he's interesting.
He's a
Love
character.
the guy to death.
Yes, and everybody loves him.
Yeah.
Everybody
yeah.
there loves him.
Yep.
So, but that was cool. I also got to hang out with Porsche friends. That was great.
Did ya?
Speaking of this being the Porsche podcast, yep, JB was there with the rig, and Yo was
right.
there. I didn't know that Yo was going to bring his Porsche.
So JB was that a GT3
He has a GT3 RS.
4-row? So that's an NA car then
Correct.
with the 4-liter in it.
Yes.
So did they put more than one motor in the GT3 RS?
There's
cars?
been lots of GT3 RS.
Well, that
That
generation.
I believe so. The 991, there is a possibility that there was a 3.8 in there. I'm not sure because they fiddle with that.
Because it says
Car a lot.
4.0 on the back, like that's some as well as GT3 RS.
Well, I think
on
that's a big deal.
like that's a big. That's
Well,
why
yeah,
I'm
there
asking.
have been 3.8 GT3s.
Okay.
So I think that's like, that's the Ford. It's the big one.
Okay.
So that's
It sounds awesome.
it's a big deal.
It sounded really cool.
But he
That
he
full
showed up
shaft.
with that car and not the Lambo because he was gonna. Well, I think he wanted to drive that, but also he was thinking that Swenson wasn't going to show up for some reason,
With
and then
the
he showed up
ZR1.
like last second,
Yeah.
and he was like, and I was standing there when he pulled in, and he goes, "God damn it," because he was third. So if Swenson didn't show up, he was going to get second.
Right.
So I feel for him. But then he's like, man, he's like, I don't know if I want to run this now. He's like, he wasn't thinking he was going to have to run very hard, and then
So they
Swenson showed up.
also brought the FT86 Speed Factory.
It's not his. I just
It looks like his though. It's
yeah,
the
I
right
forgot-
color.
I forgot to
It's
take
that
a-
kind of
take
gray,
a picture of it.
that
so.
light gray
Right.
color.
So the BRZ FRS, whatever it is.
Yes.
Was that an unlimited class car?
I don't know for sure. I would
don't
have to
even remember.
look at. Well, because they haven't really run it at GridLife, so it doesn't have like a spot.
Well, I don't
you know?
remember. So it's got a sequential in it, right?
It's
Yes.
got a
I
sequential.
want to say
Yep.
sequentials are not allowed in track mod. And I think they had Hoosiers on it, which means it is an unlimited.
Okay, I would not be at all
Because
surprised if it
anything
was
under
in
100
unlimited.
tread wear ends up in unlimited. So I think, and I don't think you're allowed to have sequentials in anything but unlimited.
Okay.
I think you're right.
So
It's a super cool car. They've been working out some bugs with it.
Robbie's
so
going to buy it.
they got a few runs in.
Yeah, if I could buy a house for that.
They got a few runs in it, and then had some snags and put it away.
Yep.
And then had it back out and then put it back away.
Yeah,
So,
they're fighting all sorts of just one issue after another. You
Hopefully-
fix the one, then fight the other.
That's
but it's a
That's
brand.
high-built time
It's a
attack cars in a
brand new
nutshell.
car. It's a brand new car.
mean, it
Like
is.
full
well
ground up build.
Yep.
right.
You're gonna have problem. It's not like Houghton's car where you're gonna
Step by step
went
by
through
step.
phases.
Oh,
and
this broke. Now I build this
Yeah.
instead
and then
type deal.
right, you have an issue, and then you fix that issue, and then you go to the next event. This is like, hey, everything in this car is brand new.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Good luck.
Yeah.
May the force be with
And then you get in it, and you're like, oh, I'm losing fuel pressure. This motor costs, I don't even want to know how much. I'm going to stop.
Why is there all this oil in the driver's
Right.
compartment?
I'm going to stop now. So I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was nerding out about that car quite
It's
a
a
bit. Like even
Pretty
like, let's-
hefty turbo in it, isn't
like
it?
I never saw the hood popped.
Okay.
But yeah, we would do stuff in the tower, or I'd do stuff on my car, and then I'd go to the restroom or something. And then they're parked right there. I'm like, I'm gonna go look at that car again.
Robbie's going to end up, I don't know if everyone's aware of this or not. Robbie's going to end up in an FRS or a BRZ.
Yeah, he's not getting another 240, and he's not getting a 350.
I don't think he's
I'll
doing
tell
that
you that right
right
now.
life. I think
You're
he's,
not getting a 350. Don't even act like you're
He's
getting
going to
one.
buy a
gonna.
Subaru.
You going to be a
I
Subaru,
want
bro? Oh, I hope you get the Subaru one.
I want that Toyota one though.
I hope you.
I have the
I don't know
most,
if I'm gonna
I
have
have
a
the
choice,
stupidest reason for wanting the Toyota, for preferring the Toyota one over the Subaru
There's no
one.
such thing as a stupid reason for wanting a Toyota over a Subaru.
No, it's because they're the same car, Robbie. They're identical cars.
No, they have
Except
different markers.
the FRS, number one, like the front bumper stuff's a little more aggressive.
Yes.
Reed Ricey.
Yes.
which I'm into.
Which is why I like
Right.
it.
And then the other thing that I think is ridiculous about it, the Toyota, the badge on the top of the front fenders on the like towards the door
Yep.
have the horizontally opposed cylinders on them, showing that it's a boxer motor on the Toyotas, but not on the Subarus. And I think that's ridiculous.
Maybe they just assume you know it is.
And
in a
so,
Subaru.
like, for those two, like, incredibly unimportant reasons, I would own the FRS over the BRZ.
Agreed. 100%.
Well, so I won't say her name because I don't know if she wants me to, but Art Fuel Spark on Instagram, she showed up, and she has a brand new FRS.
So you said that has a TRD exhaust on it?
Yeah.
Sounded very, very, like, throaty. Sounded really quite cool.
But yeah, so she's got the restyle one it's a lot better.
I haven't noticed, or I haven't looked close enough at the restyle to notice.
It's really, the front of it's really aggressive. I was
the
like, oh, this
FRS?
looks, yeah. It's like, this looks good. I dig it. But yeah, I want to engine swap it.
That's the problem is
Oh, man.
if I want
Yeah, isn't
Is
it
that
look,
the new one,
doesn't it
Robbie?
look
yeah,
better?
She got pulled up there?
That should be the 2018.
That is
It looks better.
very aggressive. I like it, though.
Yeah.
Looks very angry.
No, but I think it would, if I was a smart man, I would have bought a vehicle that wasn't engine swap to start racing with, instead of having a car that's automatically in track mod
Or worse.
or worse, depending on what
Wherever
series
you're
I'm at.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to have just a stock BRZ.
Well, that's what John, who works with FT86, was telling you to do.
yeah, we talked at length
Because he ran his.
about it.
He's got Subaru, right?
Yeah.
He's got the Subaru.
Yep.
And that dude is,
He's quick.
he's
a
fast.
good driver.
He's a really good driver.
Yep.
He's got a lot of experience. He's good. A lot of tracks, too. He's raced at a lot of tracks. That helps. But
Yeah, we talked about him racing his Atlanta, RPM, Grid Life, all that stuff. So
He's basically sold Robbie on that life.
I was
though.
sold anyways, but it was nice to have someone just reassure me.
Yeah.
John's
This is a good car.
good for that type of stuff, though. He's very
Yeah, he pointed out.
reasonable.
Yeah, he was telling me things like, look out for this, or expect this, stuff like that.
Did he say anything to you about changing the rear differential?
I can't remember.
Like literally the first thing I would do on that car if I owned it. Because
I'm
I've been in one with the stock diff, and I've been in one with a shorter final drive diff, night and day.
I'm sure.
It's better.
So much better.
Acceleration.
I'm in.
Because I drove Yo's car back in the day when he had one. And yeah, they changed the rear diff in it.
Have you
made a
driven
big
a
difference.
Have you driven like a bone stock one?
Yeah, I drove it when it was new at the dealership, and I went,
like-
man, this sucks. Like, I don't want any
because they're
part
kind
of
of eco geared,
Yeah.
and so especially like fourth and fifth are miles long.
Ooh.
And then the final drive, you put like a much shorter final drive in it. You don't have to change anything else. It totally changes that car. I think the final drive is why the Miata is faster, even though it weighs more and has less power.
But yeah,
Makes
Yo's.
sense.
I think I drove Yo's and JB's like right at the beginning of FT86, and it's a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd recommend
If
that.
the rules allow it for whatever class you choose.
If I happen to get one, then yeah, definitely.
When you get
when
one.
you get one.
When you get one,
When I just fall into a pit of
And then when
money,
you get
yeah,
fucking-
sure.
So
And
on the
then-
group this week, find nice,
Don't waste your time. I don't
Lightly
have the money.
tracked.
I don't have the money.
Cheapest
Lightly tracked.
FRS you can find.
maybe
salvage title.
Got a couple of
If you find
the
Robbie
right
a
mods.
salvage titled FRS, he will probably have to buy it.
I'll look at
put
it.
it that
I'll
way.
definitely look at it.
It will torture.
I feel like
his
that's
soul.
the car you buy with like the right tasteful track mods. Like
as opposed to like a WRX, which is like a bomb. You might as well just buy a bomb.
yeah. Because I don't know that much about it, but I know that like oil coolers are kind of a popular thing on those, and there's a few little things here and there that you got to fix for them to really be like abuse the shit out of track cars. Like you got to go find one of those and pay pennies on the dollar compared to what it would cost for you to just build those parts.
What did John tell you to change?
Do you remember?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
They have any oiling problems? Like,
I don't know.
I swear oil
Jesus Christ,
coolers.
I'm not that this serious wasn't fucking PRI. You weren't sick. Why can't you remember what you talked
I wasn't
about?
serious about
Why do
buying
you
one
go
right now?
places and not remember things?
I don't remember anything.
I swear oil coolers are a thing on those cars. So
Maybe.
I don't know.
Or you could 2J swap it.
No.
Why?
Then I'm in the exact same situation I'm in right now.
He's trying to stay out of that situation.
You do it. You run the FA
Actually,
whatever
no.
20.
No, at 2J, you wouldn't be in the same situation.
See? And...
Because then you could be in Street Mod, because that's only plus or minus 2 cylinders. That's a totally more reasonable class, Robbie.
No.
Street Mod's fine.
No.
Do it, Robbie.
I'm not gonna just start over and then bring myself right back to where I am for twice the money.
You run that for a while, and then you put a 2J in it. You don't do it immediately. Like some sort of fucking maniac.
Like, yeah. I'm already at that point.
There's a bunch of guys that ran with GRIDLIFE, and I think with my div too, that have kind of like created their own Spec 86 class.
Yep.
And that sounds like kind
Fun.
of interesting for you.
Yeah, I'm in.
I think that'd be something you'd enjoy in.
Spec 86 sounds reasonably fun.
You could do Spec Solo Coupe with it, do autocross things and time trials and
Yep.
my div and GRIDLIFE.
Speaking of which, you need to dethrone all the black BMWs in SCCA next year.
Well,
FYI.
I'm going to basically live in my simulator all winter.
Okay, that's a good start.
That's a good start. All I'm reading this winter are the recommended books by Ross Bentley. They're already here. Started.
Turns out he does like a shitload of free webinars.
Yep.
I need to like start getting in on that stuff a little better. Apparently he's doing one I need to find about how to DIY at home build a shock dyno machine.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm super into that idea.
Interesting.
Not a clue what I'd be doing with it because I don't know the first thing about shock tuning.
You could dyno everybody's shop.
But I feel like the only way I'm going to learn is by building a DIY at home shock dyno.
That's
Just start.
Yeah,
just start.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. I got some junk conies at home that are rebuildable. Let's do this.
Perfect. But yeah, no. After riding in my car and then knowing how far away from the limit I was on every turn, and then riding with Joe in his Miata, whereas he was very close to the limit, or at least it sure felt like it, because his car was much more slidey, much more controlled and gripped, and it was much faster. If I can drive the 240 at that level, I'm very excited to see how fast that car can go.
That's that slip angle thing that Jabe keeps talking about.
Yeah,
that's a podcast.
Oh, is it a podcast?
It's
Never
different.
mind.
Way different.
Never mind.
Slip angle's a thing you do with dirt cars.
Oh
no. But yeah, like the fact that I was putting the times I was with my very limited ability versus what the car is capable of, I'm excited for what next year's going to bring.
Seat time.
Does anybody want to meet me at the track on Sundays from every Sunday from now on? I'm in.
Sunday Fun Day.
Sunday Fun Day.
I'd like to do a Sunday Fun Day.
$60 for
open
essentially
lapping.
an open lapping day. Like that's hard to beat.
We'll do some Sunday Fun Days, Robbie.
Yes, I'm all for it.
Put the Fiat on the open trailer.
Josh has told me that I am more than welcome to a co-driving position in the Neon. Because I think they have something like a slight price difference. Like instead of being $30, it's like $40 a person if you have two drivers.
Oh God,
right.
It's so awful.
Right.
Break the bank.
Price gouging.
I'll figure it out. Maybe throw them $20 or something for tires, but other than that, we're good to go.
Yeah. No, I'm hoping that I'm not like my season's over, so I shouldn't have any major things to do to the car. Brakes and tires. That's really all I want to be throwing at it for the next year. So just drive the damn thing.
Drive it.
That's
what you built it for. It's time to actually do it.
I've already fixed everything I was planning to fix over the winter anyways, so we're ahead there.
That a boy.
Right. That means you can just stockpile entry fees.
And then
some extra tires,
simulator,
perhaps.
and then the knowledge. That's all I'm going to do this winter.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
It's unfortunate that we have come to that point in the year where we have to talk about that it's over, but here we are.
Yeah. It's been a sad week. But a good
I didn't
week.
even get my
has been
car
a sad
out,
week.
so I don't want to hear about it.
It has been a sad week. It's not ideal being a big famous commentary celebrity all weekend and then going to work and having to do normal work shit with normal people.
Right.
And I tried once. One time on Monday I said, "Do you know who the fuck I am?" And everybody just looked at me weird and walked away. And I was insulted. But that's the world we live in, I guess.
Yeah, you go from being a big shot, and then like
with a microphone.
Yeah, they don't even know who you are anymore.
They don't even know. They don't care.
Yeah.
outraged by the
News
people I
flash.
work with.
Official voice of GRIDLIFE Round 5.
I'm putting that on my Instagram.
Newsflash. Basically, no one at GRIDLIFE Round 5 had any idea who we were either.
Doesn't matter. We had the mics.
So.
Well, you guys had the mics most of the time I was on.
You talked
We
about
put
the
you
track
on
a
there.
little
We
bit.
forced you to do it, regardless of the
force me
fact
to
that
do
you
it.
didn't want to.
I was all for it. We didn't have enough mics.
I think we could have had a fourth mic.
Yeah. But it was
We
kind
need
of
to
pointless because I was on and off track. And
We need to make sure that we have enough mics with switches, power switches. Oh,
Hey, first of all, Jabay brought his own microphone. It didn't have a switch.
I
That's
know.
on him.
I know.
I
but
take
we
no
need to-
responsibility for any of that.
We need to make-
Trust me, I'm seeing it in the edit program as I'm trying to go through and fix stuff. It's not my
I'd
fault.
come up to the tower. Hey, you guys know that mic that's sitting on the table is on, right?
And I'm like, there's nothing I can do about it because Jabay wants to record the session. If you want to record the session, you have to turn all the microphones on. That's the deal.
Yeah, because I'd be at the bathroom and I could just kind of hear like mumbling. Oh, God, they left the fucking mic on.
No, I couldn't turn it off because his doesn't have a switch on it.
Hopefully, no one heard us talking shit.
I wasn't up there talking shit for that very reason. I am aware of that shit.
I was
for
trying
sure.
to be mindful of it.
I was just talking mad shit all weekend. No,
That's what you do, Robbie.
I wasn't
I think
talking
we
shit.
all know that.
I was just quietly sitting in my tent
Watching
UFC fights by myself.
Connor get his ass kicked.
Hell yeah, that was great.
So
I think that's it. The only thing I'm disappointed about is Jabay didn't give you a hug. And
couldn't believe it.
Even one.
Not
He's
a
all
single hug.
telling me how much he's going to hug my soul and hold me, caress me close, and nothing. Hardly even looked at me.
I was so excited when Levi, guy we've never met before in our lives, comes out of left field and just gives you the biggest hug ever in the dark.
did he find you on Instagram or something so you know what you looked
No,
like?
Jabay.
No, I don't think so.
Jabay directed him.
Oh, okay.
Jabay told me
I don't think they follow me on
earlier
Instagram.
in the day that he had someone who was already on the hunt for Robbie to give him a hug, and I was like, "Oh, who is it?" He's like, "It's no one you know yet," and I was like, "Oh, this is even better." He's a longtime Honda buddy of Jabay's,
Yeah.
so
He'll love my mad Honda talk.
That's all right.
all of our Honda knowledge. That was an
They still
How do we
listen,
how do we
right?
get so surrounded by Honda people?
They still listen?
Honda Talk podcast, Jabay and all his friends.
because they're
Matt,
everywhere.
they are everywhere. Although I'm total. Like I like the idea of the fit. I like the idea
Yeah.
of the fit.
Yeah.
But not enough to like spend money on one.
No.
Like I'm real close to like, that makes sense.
I get it.
It makes a lot of sense.
Too much sense.
It's too
It would
be
Sally said it was
so
good.
nice to just like have a car that I didn't have to worry about.
Uh-huh.
You know, like he literally just throws the keys to any random Joe Schmo that wants to drive a car.
He offered me to drive it a couple
And-
times.
Yeah, and I've never felt that in my life.
And he can drive it all week. He like
And
take
I'm-
his kids to school in it.
Yeah, he does take his kids to school in it with the stickers on it, which makes me laugh.
I would. I'd leave all the GRIDLIFE plaques and everything on it.
I'd never take those off.
No, he doesn't, and it's hilarious.
Just stay on there all year.
I like the idea. Des Moines Craigs.
He said the only time
just
he was on track, he had the oil light come on because it was time for an oil change.
Right,
He panicked.
but he didn't know what that meant.
couldn't figure out how to
he
turn
didn't
it
realize
off.
what it was at first, and then he realized that it means that I've put like 3,000 miles on it, and it needs an oil change.
No problem.
Yeah, so
Yeah. And then I didn't go out on Sunday because it was another wet track, and my tires were at that point. They were gone before,
Right.
But then 4 sessions later, they were super gone. So just loaded up, helped you guys finish off the announcements, and then drove through the rain the whole way home.
I don't know.
Well,
What's up.
he drove most of the rain.
I don't know what's up.
You
with
were-
that.
You were tired.
It's out of control.
Well, then I drove all day freaking Monday too. So
Yeah.
Not where it's at for you.
no more driving. Well, simulator driving. That's it.
Yeah. I wish I could do more, but a 2-year-old would never allow that.
No,
Do it after he goes to bed.
I go to bed when he goes to bed.
it's tired.
Life
I'm
choices.
old.
Life choices.
He goes to bed at 8:30. If I'm not in bed by 8:45, things have gone wildly astray.
If we got him on the coffee kick, this wouldn't be an issue.
Dude, I consume plenty of caffeine. Don't you worry.
He does. That's fair.
That is true.
So,
But
are you finding fits on the Craigslist?
Not really. Found one for $6,000.
They're not expensive.
Here's like a 2017 for $12,000, but I don't think it's a
That's too
manual.
new, though. You don't want that.
It
You
looks
want a first
looks
gen.
funky.
That's the second gen fit. The nose is a little bit longer. I think the whole car might be just a touch, You know how that happens. They build a car and then it slowly gets bigger over time, and then they have to introduce another model underneath it that's small again.
Yeah.
You know how that goes.
Par for the course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not finding what I'm looking for.
Yep.
But
yeah, they were chasing records on the.
Had a couple records set.
Yep. Josh reset his record for street
rear-wheel drive and street overall, technically.
Yep.
He won street overall for the year.
Congratulations,
He
Josh.
is the champion. So that's pretty cool.
I just want to
Listener,
say, after
buddy.
he put that 1010s podcast sticker on the spoiler, he went faster. I don't know if there's a correlation there.
true
I'm just
story.
saying that's
He
what
won.
happened. I'm just saying that's what happened.
Winners listen to 1010's podcast.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just
Proven fact.
It is a proven fact. We can prove it.
the
data.
world over.
Probably, yeah, absolutely.
Champions in Australia, champions here. That's what we do.
It's better than the
I don't-
Jalopnik effect.
No, we don't do that. Except apparently this year when it comes to weather.
Yeah.
We're not good on weather, but
No more hashtag wet.
No, we're lit.
We're done
lit
with
again.
Yeah, we're back to lit.
And then if I get my way, our night sessions will be more lit too.
There you
But
go.
I complain a lot.
Well,
But no,
are you gonna do?
A lot of people seem to really enjoy that, and I'm the bump on the log that didn't. So that's on me.
know your limit. I don't know that I would feel comfortable with it either.
Definitely not at my level.
No, especially where we're at,
No.
experience wise.
Yeah.
I'd feel
If
super
it was
uncomfortable.
at
with it.
RPM, I think we could talk. But new track,
Iowa Speedway, because that's, I'm sure, well lit.
that would be very well lit.
That'd be
would
so
not
cool.
matter.
That'd be so good.
That would be a good event.
Yeah. They need a roval.
They do.
Rolls are cool.
I think that's it. Is there anything else for Good Life?
Yeah, because like all the really inappropriate, funny jokes that we made.
I know, we can't do any
say
of them.
on the
Can't
show.
talk about it.
Like, it was like we started off the trip there and we're like, inappropriate joke. And then everything we did, someone had
For the
to
rest of the week.
tried to one up the inappropriate joke the last person said.
There was one point
I think I
on
won.
the drive back where you guys were crying in the car.
Because you did your announcer voice for like 10 minutes recapping our inappropriate jokes. That's not
I
fair.
think we decided that I won that. And I can't even talk about it. We're talking about it now. We can't
I
talk
can't even
about
do the
it.
announcer voice because I don't know what to announce.
Yeah, you can't even say it.
I know there's nothing. I can't announce there's nothing for me to put in front of myself to announce. But yeah, as soon as I got the microphone in my hand, it became like Bob Saget out of nowhere. I don't know what happened. And it just went off.
Yeah,
It was like a different deal. It was like I'd done it before, but I hadn't.
you were shockingly good at it.
There you go.
Like weirdly good. Like, what do you do
In my
in
free
your
time? I mean, I emceed a concert one time.
He's got a second job as the Walmart PA guy.
No, it's better than that.
I emceed a concert one time.
Maybe Target PA
Give me a
guy?
list of track records or something like that, and I'll try to read them. I don't even know if I can do it right now.
No, you need to be doing something like funny. You need to be like making jokes and
Well,
shit.
I can't. I don't know if I can do that.
He's like unwrapping the mic from
Yeah,
the
because I
stand.
can't do announcer voice
he's
in the
getting into
stand.
it. He's getting
It's gonna
into
see-
it.
Hold on.
You got to hold your
We've-
mic when you're doing this, apparently.
We've dug this hole for me, so we have to see if he can
Yeah,
pull
I know.
it.
Grid.life, Robbie.
Sorry.
Grid.life.
Sorry, Robbie.
track records.
But the only problem with announcing, and I was really struggling with it, is that if there were teams driving a car, I always had the opposite driver. I did not have the right driver ever.
That's not your fault,
I mean,
though.
yeah, there's no way of differentiating who's in what. So
well, except
you
for
just-
when one of the drivers is literally
Standing
standing in front
you.
of the tower.
Is that
Gil was standing in front of the tower looking at me like, it's not
Hey,
me. It's
sorry,
not me.
Gil.
Oh, shit, it's Sally.
No,
Sorry.
no.
Grid Life Track Records 2018, Mid-Ohio, 124.942 for Brian. Shit, this was the other problem I had. I was at Fassler, spring of
Dude, there was
2017.
one round of like
Every single driver was impronounceable names. What the I turned the microphone off to him, and I was like,
He looks at me and he goes, "Are you kidding me right now?"
He turned to me, too. He's like, they're fucking with me right now, aren't they? These aren't real names. Yes, they're all real.
they're always fake names. Autobahn North with a 102.121, Andy Smedgard from summer of 2017. Also with the Autobahn full track record 123.516, Andy Smedgard, also in summer of 2017. Autobahn South with another repeat, Andy Smedgard, 122.949. Road Atlanta, James Houghton coming in with a 122.594. That was in the summer of 2018. James Houghton also resetting track records here at GRIDLIFE Round 5. All right, I'm done. Putting it away.
Yeah, see, you're shockingly good at that. You're like the Rocky Butler of Time Attack.
Announcing Time Attack.
Yeah.
People, I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
The next step is World Time Attack.
Let's do it. Set me up. Who's the guy that announces World Time Attack?
Ian, I think, does it.
Ian, I'm coming for you. I don't know who you are.
the guy
Deanda,
that
coming
runs
for
it.
you.
They have like a hardcore professional live stream. They have the live stream that people aspire to live stream.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, GridLife's speedring one was really, really good. Don't get me wrong. Really enjoyed watching it. It was awesome to be able to have that. World Time Attacks is
Top notch.
top notch. I'll bet there's a 6-figure budget for it. So,
Nice.
Coming for you, Deanda.
You know what you should do?
What's that?
With all your free time.
Yep.
Is that you should set up like just in here and then just do a Formula Drift. Like you're the announcer.
And then send it into Formula Drift?
Yeah, just follow along all day. Have them be muted and then you just talk.
we'll just release that as
we could do it on
a
Facebook
YouTube
Live.
video.
It could. It could be a YouTube live thing. All right, let's move on. How about that?
Yeah, all right.
News this week. NASCAR will cut power and add aero to make tighter racing.
They're gonna make them slower and add aero.
Yes, they're going to make them really slow. That's their plan.
800 horsepower to 550 horsepower,
Yes.
and add aero
Yes.
to make tighter racing.
So
Yes.
the arrow, the thing that they're changing about the arrow is supposed to make it so that the cars can race bumper to bumper without being so affected by dirty air. They're adding like inlets in the front of the bumpers that will direct air across and out the sides of the cars to help with keeping the front end planted while being, bumper to bumper with the guy in front of you, with the hope that they will be able to race tighter because they're not as affected by the dirty air, and that'll make better racing, which I think is probably true. The drivers don't like it.
No.
For the record, which, I mean, outside of the horsepower change, which I don't understand how that's going to make tighter racing, because those motors are so spec'd down at this point anyway that, like, whether they make 800 horsepower or 200 horsepower, they all make it,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter. But I think the aero thing is a step in the right direction. I'll say it.
See, I think adding more arrows is going to make it worse.
It's not that they're adding aero; it's that they're
They're
changing.
adding almost 5. They
are
over
adding
5
some-
inches of spoiler.
They are adding
height.
quite a bit of spoiler height on the back, but
Eight
the things they're
inches
changing
tall.
in the front, I think, will make, for sure, is a step in the right direction towards making racing that is capable of being more bumper to bumper tight racing that apparently NASCAR fans are after. So,
Could they do this and not reduce the horsepower?
I don't
let's do one
understand-
step at a time.
I don't understand why they're reducing.
I know
horsepower.
that they piloted this for the
All-Star
All-Star race,
something or other.
but I mean, why do you need to restrict the engine horsepower? Just leave it alone. I mean, the arrows. I don't have a problem with the arrow. I mean, do the arrow and just see if that changes things.
Right. So
I think it's going to slow those cars down a lot.
It is
I mean,
gonna slow them a
250
lot.
horsepower is a significant
huge
amount.
change.
Yeah.
And I think people would rather watch people crash into each other faster than watch cars go slower around the racetrack.
Yeah, and I don't remember ever reading anything about, like, because I know they're doing it on, if I remember right, they were doing it on they're either doing it on the long speedways or the short speedways, and now I can't remember which one it
I
is.
can't remember which ones either.
But it was never mentioned, like, these cars are too fast on these speedways, we need to slow them down for safety reasons. That was never mentioned.
No. It's for better racing. It's-
Right,
it's the
and so
only
I don't
excuse.
understand what cutting power does for that. To me, that doesn't change anything. So
Well,
I understand, like, increasing the rear spoiler, because that's not. It's less about creating low pressure behind the car to pull air out from underneath it, as it is for making downforce. That's really not what spoilers do.
Right.
They don't so much as make downforce as allow for less dirty air and better airflow out of the back of the car. So I get what they're doing there, and I think it will it's capable of making better racing. I guess we'll see if the drivers drive it that way or not. That's what it really comes down to,
Right.
is how much they're willing to do. But
Well, the really interesting thing now is that the All-Star race will be in 400 horsepower cars.
right,
So
half.
why would you? But like, why even have this engine anymore then?
Yeah, you could do that with a more pedestrian version.
Huh, like a stock
Like a
car
real
motor,
stock
perhaps?
car.
Like a
Like
motor
a-
that you could get from a dealer, perhaps?
Yeah, like a 6.2 Hemi for your Dodge car and
Weird.
a 6.2 LT.
Well, you know what's
for
weird?
your-
Ford makes a V8, too, that makes about 400 horsepower.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting.
Yes, that would be more interesting. They should
Yeah.
do that.
I don't even. I've long debated this, and I feel like I wish I knew somebody who was like NASCAR, right?
Yeah.
They ate, slept, and breathed it. But I don't really know
I
anybody
know some
who does.
that think
Because I want to talk to someone who's a diehard, but I want to talk to someone who's been a diehard NASCAR fan for like 25 years, right? Just they've been NASCAR. Like they go to 6 races a year. They just do NASCAR. Because I want to know if they care about that kind of stuff, or if it's just me who is not a fan from the outside looking in. Like I feel like this would be more interesting to me.
You know what I get when I talk to those people? It sounds
a free
to me,
Bush Light. I don't.
Well, yeah, I mean they hand it to me. They hand it to me when I'm standing there. But my point is,
An accent.
yes, I also pick up their accent. Yes, but
Sorry.
they get more caught up in the soap opera side of it.
Right.
That's why
And that's why I don't-
NASCAR's weird.
I don't think that they care that these are tube chassis silhouette cars. They're not even really silhouette cars, and that they have motors that don't exist to the general public, and that, you know, as long as the soap opera continues
Yeah.
and the racing is tight and people crash, they don't care beyond that, I don't think. So,
No, I mean,
but I think that there's a larger number of people who are not diehard NASCAR fans that might have an interest in NASCAR if it was more relatable. And that's what they need right now, is to get the fringes, the people who are like, well, I like motorsports, but I don't really care about NASCAR. Because now they're doing more and more Rovals, and I've heard that it's been quite popular and that they've looked into adding more.
It's exciting to watch.
And I'm all about it.
I'm much more inclined to watch a Roval race.
Than an oval.
I would
No.
love to go to a Roval. I still can't imagine watching that long of a race.
And like all the other racing before it.
Well, I mean, just
all
like sitting down
weekend.
on TV at on a Sunday afternoon and watching 350 laps around,
Indy.
No, I get it. I watch
Daytona.
250 laps at Iowa Speedway, and every year I do it, I go, God, like at lap 50, I'm like, I'm so bored.
But I
When
think
does it end?
I think watching a Roval in real time at the racetrack would be fun,
Yes.
More interesting,
more interesting.
no doubt.
So, yeah, but I still don't think I could sit down and watch it on TV. I like the sprint format where there's like they're like 15-minute long races, and you got to race to the front. You got to get out front. You got to stay there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all or nothing, because if you don't do it now, you're not going to get a chance. And that's interesting to me. And I enjoy the strategy and the stories that are able to develop in endurance racing, but I don't watch it from start to finish.
No.
I'll stop in and watch it for 15 minutes 6 times, but I don't watch it start to finish.
You physically can't. You just can't.
People do, though.
I know a lot of
man.
people do.
People do.
I watched like 2 hours of the Le Mans 24.
Yeah, and it's fun for me to see the stories developing.
Yeah.
And I love that they have multiple classes on track, and that there's truly multiple races going on, and things are much more interesting because of it.
Right.
But I can't imagine sitting down and watching a 2.5 hour race on a NASCAR track, even if it is a Roval, and being able to stay into it from start to finish.
Yeah.
So
Just need that tight racing. Get close.
right, but then you watch the 12-minute highlight reel at the end of the race, and I feel like that's good enough. And I watch that on YouTube, and they don't get any TV ratings for it.
No.
And that's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough egg to crack for them. So
Anywho,
Yeah, moving on.
Florida man wants to trade some property for a 911 GT2 RS. Common sense man. He's trying to trade some real estate for a Porsche. It seems like a perfectly reasonable thing that any Porsche or Porsche enthusiast would do.
I feel like this is an angle you haven't thought of.
Trading some property for a Porsche?
Yeah. You have a pretty large yard. You can maybe section off a part of it.
I've been thinking about doing some real estate stuff, so
Yeah,
maybe I could do
sell
a little
a
bit
house,
of real estate here, real estate there, do some trading, bam, Porsche.
Porsche.
I think that's what Porsche owners do.
Plus, if you show up for a real estate meeting in your Porsche, people
In a
like,
Porsche. This guy. This is the
I wanna
guy
buy
that's
from
getting it.
him.
He's successful.
He's
It's
a
all
successful,
about- it's all
successful
about the
man.
image.
It's all about the image.
He's got his Breitling.
Fake it till you make
And
it.
his 911.
That's a word that he's learned. That came out of his mouth. That was amazing.
If you took a Breitling and a Rolex and you put them right next to each other and you held them like 3 feet away from me so I couldn't read anything on them, because that's all the farther they need to be.
I know. I was gonna
So
say
you can't fucking see anything 3 feet away.
You
anyway.
wouldn't- that's what I'm getting at.
you wouldn't
Like, I
even
wouldn't be
tell-
able to tell you which one's a Breitling
I
and
could be
which one's a
holding like
Rolex.
in one hand I could be holding a duck, and the other hand I could be holding like a manila folder, and he'd be like, I have no idea.
Yeah, you have like handfuls of watches. He doesn't matter. They're just a blur at 3 feet to him.
I'm not 100% sure you're actually holding anything.
But I
Those
wouldn't be
hands-
able to tell you what a Breitling versus a Rolex
Are you holding
is. So
spoons?
Breitling's a word I can use in conversation now and sound like I
You
know
just
what I'm
throw it at
talking
people
about.
every once in a
Yeah.
while.
Oh, is that a Breitling? No, dude, it's a fossil. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sucks
I'm sorry.
to
I'm
you.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Wow, man, you need to up your game a little bit.
What do those cost? Like $12 at the buckle?
No, it was $10 used.
Did you really buy that used?
Yeah, it was
I
$10.
think it's you.
I've had it
you.
for like 10 years.
A used
Buying
fossil.
used watches is like one of my favorite things.
Oh, I only buy things used.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah,
I love
everything.
I love
Everything I
used
buy
watches.
is used. Someone had it first, except clothes typically.
Yeah, that's fair.
Except when I go to Goodwill and I find like a sweet jersey for like 50 cents.
I'll never forget the day that Robbie and I stopped in at a Goodwill after skating, and they had like a BOGO half off thing. So they were 50% off and buy one, get one
Jesus.
free. And I bought like 9 pairs of jeans that day. We got to the
When
point
you're-
where we were just like, I think these will fit, but they're like 50 cents, so I don't even care if they
doesn't
don't.
matter. Let's
I'm not
just try
trying
it.
them on. We're just buying them.
Yeah, at that point we were skating so often they were just ripping through pants.
Yeah. So it was a great day.
So Florida man,
Wants-
he has some property. It's 3 acres.
Oh, it's an island.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
it waterfront or is it an island?
I think it's the island itself. It's the 3 acres that he's trying to get rid of.
Okay.
But I think it's
It was
a portion
kinda
of it.
confusing.
Because the
Like
way
you
I
can't
read
get
it,
to it from land.
Right.
the way I read it, it was at one point they said waterfront, and in another section they said island, and I was very.
Well,
confused.
technically the whole thing's waterfront.
I mean, yeah, but waterfront to me
No.
says land, not island.
I don't think he owns the whole island. I
No.
think that's the problem.
Oh, does he own
Yeah.
a waterfront section of the island?
Correct. I think that's where it gets all screwy.
oh,
He owns a 3-acre waterfront section of the island.
Yes, all of those things are things that he.
So that island could be 30 acres,
Yeah, I don't
and
know.
he owns
the
3 of them.
Pictures make it look kind of large.
Okay, that makes more sense. I'm
But
with you
that
now.
map that they have makes it look like it's just the tip.
Hey!
I love how
Just the tip of
he
the
said
island.
it and then
I thought
cringed,
it.
realizing what.
No. I
just
thought
said.
about it. I thought about it a second before I said it, and I cringed at what Robbie was going to say.
All right, so in the pictures, if you're watching the YouTube, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that he's selling the bushy tip of his island.
That is aggressive, sir. Jesus.
Because if you look at the picture,
So is
where all
this
the trees-
undeveloped land?
yeah,
Yeah, it's
Oh,
undeveloped.
the tip is
Get
covered in
outta
trees,
here.
and the rest is kind of like brush.
This is looking like a worse and worse deal every minute.
But it's worth $500,000. He's been, or it's asking
He's asking him.
$550,000, but he's willing to trade it for a $275,000 Porsche.
He also tried to
None
do
of
this
none of these
with a
descriptions.
918, and
Yeah, I
was
actually have no clue
unsuccessful
what-
with that as well.
Yeah, so he's dialed it back a little bit.
None of these descriptions make any sense. So I'm at the actual real estate listing, and it says, "Oh, yeah, it is an island."
It's the whole thing.
No, it's not a whole island. It's a portion of an island, and it's really jacked up.
It's that tip that they're showing.
If you, so are you on that? Scroll down a little bit. No, you can leave it
Yeah,
up. You're not
yeah.
going to give away any secrets.
I don't want to give away secrets.
Pull it back up. Go to the Realtor.com listing, which is in that article. It's like second paragraph. It says Realtor.com.
Yep, I'm on it.
Okay, so go to the second picture. Go one
Okay.
more. One more. One more
Let
second.
your-
It's
let
the
your-
second
let
one.
your internet
feel
It's
like-
the
catch
second.
up.
Second.
I feel like this
It's amazing how I could sit here and do this, and your computer's behind. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. That's super not great.
They just like circle a patch on the island.
But you can see where the mainland is behind it, because
Dude,
that's
that
where all
island,
the houses are.
That island is only here for a short time.
Yeah, that's like buying a house on the water in California. It's not.
That's
You
going
can't
to
even
fall
ins-
into
you
the
can't
ocean
even
like
insure that.
tomorrow. The next major hurricane that goes through is
Gone.
going to wipe that island off the face of
There's
the
a
earth.
reason no one's developed on it.
This might be my perfect opportunity.
Adam, they have a hut for you. You could
Oh,
put there.
this is. I mean, the radiation won't kill you, but the hurricane probably will. So there you go.
There we go. It's Florida. Something will kill me.
I bet there's gators.
Alligator?
Yeah,
If the alligators and the sharks don't kill me, the meth heads will, right?
Flocka.
Or just a normal person.
Oh, Flocka. I forgot.
on
Yeah,
Flocka
they're
down
Flocka and crocodile or whatever that stuff's
Don't
called.
give Flocka to a crocodile.
Don't do that.
You'll really piss him off.
Super crocodile.
Wow. That sounds like the starting of a really bad horror movie.
That's when crocodiles become like the apex predator. It's not human beings anymore. It's crocodiles on Flocka.
I feel
Yeah, they won't feel it. They'll just kill everything.
They'll just kill everything. That'll be it.
Waka Flocka Crocodile would be a great horror movie.
No, it's not Waka Flocka. It's just Flocka.
Yeah, but it could
Flockadile.
Flockadile? It's a flockadile.
Ooh, that's way better than Sharknado.
Write it.
I'll write it.
Copyright it quick since we
mine.
said it on the
It's mine.
podcast. So he wants to trade for GT2 RS.
Walk it. Jesus Christ.
Catch up out there.
Sorry, it's out of control. I have a passion for terrible horror movies, and that's one I would watch for sure.
We can make that.
That's right if there was zombie strippers.
Great flick.
Poultrygeist.
No.
Poultry, guys?
Poultrygeist.
Is that like a not dead chicken?
It's chickens that have been killed and they were frozen, and when they thaw, they come back to life and kill people.
Makes sense.
It's out of control.
Is it real? Is that a real movie?
Yes.
Is it really?
Yeah. We used to watch, we used to like challenge ourselves. Me and a group of high school buddies, we would sit down and we would watch these terrible horror movies, and we had to make it start to finish, no matter how bad it was. And someone cried in that movie. That's how bad it was.
He wanted out so bad.
But you can't leave.
It's not.
You'll
It's
be
part of the
ridiculed
deal.
forever.
It's part of the deal.
Yeah. We ordered the lowest rated movie on Netflix. It turned out it was a soft, like back when you could
Get the
get DVDs from Netflix. That's how it started out, you know. Turns out it was a softcore porn, and we didn't know it, but we had started it, so
you have
now we
watch
got to
the
finish.
whole, you had to watch the whole thing.
Was it actually a softcore porn, or was it
Yes.
like a horror movie that was
Yes.
also a softcore porn?
Yes.
It was the second thing?
Both. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a horror movie.
Yeah. It's like when you make that
was
like
a- it
D
was-
level movie,
Yeah.
but you're like, no one's gonna fucking watch this, so we got
Yeah,
it has
put
to
boobs in
basically
it,
be
yeah.
porn.
Boobs,
Yeah.
yeah. But it was like legitimately a softcore porn. It just had a terrible horror movie storyline.
Something got mixed up there.
I don't know.
People watched it.
I don't know how Netflix managed to send that to us. I don't even know that the kid that ordered it was 18 at the time. But hey,
Details.
it's probably under his parents' name, and they sent it to us anyway.
Netflix doesn't care.
And we watched it because that was the rule. Very awkward.
So for those that can't see the screen, you can't get to this land from land.
Oh, you need
It's
a
only
boat.
accessible by water, and
I can finally buy a fan boat and have a justifiable reason for it.
Yeah, so you'd own the tip of this island, which is, let's just say it's sprawled out, 30 acres? You get 3 of it,
Yeah.
sure,
and then you'd have to have more land on land to get to it.
you can't live on it, as
No.
Adam said, because at some point you'll drown.
It's going to disappear eventually.
I think I'll keep my GT2 RS.
Yeah, he's not going to get anybody to trade for this.
No.
There's a reason it's been on Realtor since June.
I don't even think I'd give him like a Boxster for it, like a
He doesn't
really,
even count Boxsters as Porsche.
a really used Boxster. I don't think I'd give.
What about
him
like
that
a 944?
for. No, I think I'd keep the 944. What am I going to do with that? I can't sell it to anybody.
Yeah, he can't sell it.
Yeah, it's been for sale for like forever.
I don't know. I think you should develop it. You put a house out there, some sorry sap will buy it.
They might.
You just put it on stilts, so
put it on
so that
stilts.
when the island's gone, the
That'd
house
be
is still there.
sweet. Who doesn't want a house on stilts?
Everybody in Florida has them. They get the keys.
Yeah. I'm all about it.
I think I'd keep my 944.
100%.
Yeah, probably.
It's a worthless piece of land, and everybody else thinks so too. And apparently, that land out there sells for some reason. I don't know who's buying and
Well,
selling
he
it.
bought it.
It sells for, or he's asking 6 times more for it than the going price per acre out there. So he's a maniac.
Yeah, it's not going to work. Sorry, bro. Good luck.
Mercedes threatens to cut out all of the bullshit models that they make. Thank God
no.
some executive figured out they make too many damn cars.
I knew that Michael would really love this
I don't even have to say anything. Just go.
because
No, I approve.
it's like one of the things he bitches about most, especially Mercedes. They're like one of the worst offenders.
Which sucks because Mercedes is one of my favorite brands.
Yeah, they get it.
Yeah, so they're going to get the low-selling niche cars, but I assume they don't mean the like ultra fancy high-end stuff.
No, the AMG GTRs are here to stay.
Right.
But like the
They're
low level,
they're selling out on those.
low level SLKs.
Get those out of here.
Yeah, no one's
Okay.
buying that.
I'm gonna try to do this.
You're going to the
We'll
website.
see if
and
this.
list off
We'll see
all
if
the
this
stuff
sucks. You guys are gonna have to bear with me for like 3 minutes.
I'm ready to power through it.
C-Class, E-Class, S-Class, Maybach, E-Class Wagon, CLA, C-Class Coupe, E-Class Coupe, CLS Coupe, S-Class Coupe, AMG GT, GLA SUV, GLC SUV, GLC Coupe, which is still an SUV.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
There's a GLC.
we'll come back to it.
Damn.
GLE SUV, GLE Coupe, there's another one. GLS SUV, G-Class SUV, C-Class Cabriolet, E-Class Cabriolet, S-Class Cabriolet, SLC Roadster, SL Roadster, Mercedes AMG GT is on here again. I'm not sure what. C-Class Sedan, which I thought, hybrid, GLC SUV hybrid. That's currently everything they make.
That's not even everything. That's just the lines. There's probably multiple cars in multiple of those lines as well.
Well, I got like C-Class Sedan.
Did you say anything about A-class cars?
Oh, shit. This isn't. Wait a
Yes,
second.
you got hybrid and electric.
God.
You got...
Because you never even said anything about
You're right.
A's,
Hold
did
on.
ya?
That was America.
We get A-class. We get A35s, don't we? A45s? And
maybe.
you didn't even talk about Sprinter vans.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Sprinter vans.
What
aren't
kind
on
of
those.
shitty website is this?
Yeah, they don't have any other
They don't
commercial
have, they're
stuff.
like embarrassed about how much shit that they make. They don't even list it all. Let's see what Wikipedia has to say for itself. But anyway, it's too many vehicles.
I think that proves it. Because that was a ridiculous list, and I don't even think it was a complete list.
It's not a complete list.
Yeah.
That's just that's
So,
just the website that they have.
Let's
not
talk
counting.
about this. What's a GLC versus a GLC coupe?
I will tell you when
What's
I
the
can find it because they all look the same. Hold on a second. GLA, GLC SUV, GLC coupe.
What's the difference?
But
How
there's a
can you have
GLE SUV and a GLE coupe.
How
Oh,
can you
God.
have a
It's a GLA
SUV?
SUV and a GLC SUV.
How can you have an SUV and a coupe? That's the same thing.
The GLC coupe. No, it's like a. That's ugly.
Well, yeah. Mercedes-Benz SUVs have never been good looking.
Yeah, they have.
Like what?
Like the
Don't even tell
I
me a
screwed that up.
G-Wagon's good.
the GLS is good.
Yeah. Just here, hold on.
G-Wagon's good looking. It's really, really, really stupidly expensive, but I like it.
Every time I see one of those when I'm out in like West Des Moines or whatever, I feel like
Somebody wasted a whole bunch of money.
it's always like a blonde chick. You know?
Nice.
You know?
Thanks, Robbie.
It
Wait,
always is.
found some more stuff. A class, B class, A class saloon, we did that one. C class saloon, C class estates, CLA shooting brake, E class
Hey!
estate, GLA, GLC, GLC coupe. No, we did those. CLA coupe. I don't think I said CLA. What else?
Sprinters.
C class. Yep. No, V class.
Oh, what's a V class?
I think that's a Sprinter.
Oh.
They're calling it a V class.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
What else we got here? I think. No, wait. Hold on. We got some more. That wasn't all of them.
I don't. How are you getting all?
I'm on the UK website now.
Oh, I'm on Mercedes-Benz
my
USA.
God.
But see, that's the problem. You don't have
So-
all the deals over there.
Sorry, I'm not even gonna try to keep up. Just go. Just go.
The V class.
So what you're saying is there's too many Mercedes models, and they need to just dial it back.
I don't
Yeah.
even know that killing the niche is enough.
No.
What
they need to make a sedan and then have a few variants.
I don't even know
then-
about that.
What was wrong with CES?
Yeah.
What was wrong with that?
Yeah.
And maybe wait, what's the swoopy one? I don't even know anymore. 'Cause there's
And then
too many.
like the number behind the CE or S should denote something that makes sense too. Like and like the SLs always had like, you always know like the 500, the 550, that's the bad boy. You know?
I like.
No, I don't.
I like the CLS, which is the swoopy It's like the thing. It's the reason that Audi made the A7.
Yeah.
I like that car.
Yeah.
That's fine. If we want swoopy hatchback things, I'm okay with that. But that's all you get.
I want a Maybach in my life. An S-Class Maybach, I think is what they're called now. Because
I think it's just called a Mercedes Maybach.
Is that what it is? Mercedes Maybach? I don't know,
Mercedes.
but I want one.
That one that we were
So
in
what's the difference
Chicago
between
was
an
fancy.
S-Class and a Maybach?
Your checkbook size.
But they're basically the same car.
but the Maybach
because like
costs
the
way
S-Class
more.
is like way out of control, isn't it?
The
S-Class.
It's like half the price. The S class is $90,000. The
Yep.
Maybach is $180 or $170.
I bet that's like you can't even touch those cars for. I bet to get an S-Class with the things you want in it, you're well into the hundreds.
Here's what I want. Mercedes Maybach S 650 sedan. It comes with a 6-liter AMG bi-turbo.
Yeah, it does.
It makes 738 foot-pounds of torque.
Ugh.
It's $200,000.
The problem is that like they don't make enough tires for you to own that.
For me to own it,
Right.
I don't think I'm going to drive it. I'm going to have somebody else drive it.
It's like a private jet for the road, an experience beyond first class.
Ooh.
Is that the Maybach?
That's literally what it says on their website. Then the S class,
I'm not a
a
fancy
leader
person.
in luxury, performance, and safety, and an entire
Holy
industry.
flying balls.
I'm not a fancy
Hold on a
person,
second.
but I would like to live that Maybach life for like
A day,
maybe a week.
Hold on a second.
in a week.
I feel like a day's not enough
He's got something over
to
here.
really.
Okay, so
settle
there's
in.
okay, so now I'm looking at the S class, okay, which holy shit. So the S class, so the AMG S class, the 63, which this doesn't make any sense either, but I'll talk through it. So the AMG S63 is huge.
Yep.
It's
Yes.
a boat. It's absolutely massive. So that's the
awesome.
bi-turbo V8, I think now 4-liter.
Probably needs 700 foot-pounds.
603 horsepower, 664 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. Holy shit.
It's a luxury car. People,
Jesus.
calm down.
That's like, I don't even know if physics can comprehend that. And it's all rear-wheel drive.
You think it's a 5,000-pound car?
Yeah.
Or 6,000? 6,000's my bet.
It's so fast.
But that's 150,000. But if you're feeling really spendy and you want to go slower, you can get an AMG S65.
So there's a 63 and a 65.
Right, so you can get the
65's
65,
better 'cause
which
it's a
comes with
Bigger number.
comes with better wheels. That's about it. And
Like better looking? Or what do you define better?
It's better looking.
Oh, okay.
And it makes a whopping almost, it makes like 80 more foot-pounds of torque, but it's 4.2 seconds 0 to 60, so you lose 0.8 seconds.
That's
That's
a lot.
significant.
That's a pretty big percentage.
Well, for more horsepower and more torque,
It must weigh a lot more. Those big wheels, man.
it's the wheels in the V12, I think.
Oh, it's a V12.
Oh, it's they all-wheel
Yeah,
drive?
it's a 6-liter V12. By
Oh, it is all-wheel drive. So it's all-wheel drive in the S63. Well, I got to have one of those because that's practical. That
yeah.
makes sense.
It makes sense in the Iowa winters.
I can't imagine what a maintenance nightmare a 600 horsepower
I assume you have
4-liter V8 would be.
I assume you have to have at
Mercedes.
least two.
Just switch them out of the dealer.
Right. Oh, this one's at the dealer. Now I got to get.
So
Drive the other
okay, so
one.
why is the V12 S class $225,000?
229.
229. Okay, so why are you buying a Maybach then? Because it's cheaper.
I think Maybachs get way up in there real fast too, though.
Built. Okay, so let's see.
These are things we're gonna be.
No,
when I
no,
win,
no, this
when I
doesn't
win
make
a
any
half a
fucking sense at all.
$1 billion, I'm gonna need these things.
This doesn't make any sense at all. So the Maybach with the bi-turbo their V8 4-liter makes less horsepower, less torque. It's more expensive. I can kind of wrap my head around that because it's the Maybach. It's 170 versus
Probably more
150.
luxurious.
Yeah, and I think it's bigger. But the
Long wheelbase,
the
maybe?
6-liter V12 Maybach, same engine, same horsepower, same torque, is $25,000 cheaper than the S class. How's that make any
The
sense
S
at all?
class has 4 more cylinders.
No, the V12.
Same motors.
Same motor. Same motor, same horsepower.
The Maybach
Same
has
torque.
a V12.
Yeah, the
Oh.
V12 option Maybach is $198,000.
That's what I was trying to tell you. The S classes are out of control these days.
This whole company's out of control. Style it back. Pick like a handful of cars to make them well.
Yeah, like no one should make more than 10 cars.
10 sedans.
I feel like 10 cars is enough.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe 10 cars and 5 SUVs.
The fact that nobody
Just
can
'cause I
keep
don't
them
like
straight
SUVs.
should be a good sign that you're making too many.
I don't think that anybody who's buying these cars cares.
Yeah. Most expensive one, please. I'll take that one.
Yeah.
I need to show off at the country club that mine was the most expensive.
Right.
So yeah, if you had a AMG S65, it's a more expensive car than a Maybach S650.
Yes.
And I've optioned this Maybach up, and I'm only at $205,000. So I don't know.
I
don't know what that's about.
It's a deal.
Seems like more car for the money. That's proper buying advice right there. If you're in the market for a $200,000 Mercedes saloon car, you should get the Maybach with the V12 because you get more options as standard.
Also,
That's
the
better
Maybach
value.
name carries like a certain amount of pomp and circumstance that Mercedes doesn't.
Plus, those AMG, they're just a bunch of losers doing burnouts and stuff like that. I mean, they're basically like the Von Gittens of
Yeah, a bunch of hooligans.
hooligans. Yes. Mercedes is for a...
I feel like hooligan is a word that is thrown around at country clubs, right?
Oh, yeah.
Those a bunch of hooligans.
Riff raff.
the riff-raff. Keep the
I
riff-raff
like it.
out.
So
If you're interested in leasing a Maybach, it's $4,048 a month.
Perfect.
You only get 12,000 miles for that, and you have to put $20,000 down on it.
it's like
Perfect.
it's almost 5 times my mortgage payment.
Wait, it's
a
like this.
month.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's crazy. So much money.
All right. In following this theme of cars, let's move on to the final news.
that was the worst transition of all time. You want to try it one more time?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I can't. I'm still stuck on
He's out
what
of
we're
it.
talking about this until.
Oh no! Wait, I want to do one more thing. I
right.
need to find this on this deal. So this guy Ola Kalinisis, whatever. These people need to get regular names so I can pronounce it. This is my main problem.
They should all have the last name Johnson.
Yeah, Jim
Smith.
Johnson is a great name for someone that's an auto executive. But it's really so. If it's really funny, so he has this quote in here. It says between 2020 and 2022, this will take us well above 40 models, which is way too many. Even if we love every one of our children, and we do, we must be very rational. We must not hesitate to slim down. So he's talking about killing children, basically,
Yeah.
is what he's saying.
That's a terrible metaphor.
This family of cars.
We care very much about our children, and then he talks about killing off cars and shit. It's really creepy.
Business is business.
Oh, it's amazing. Classic Germans.
That guy,
No,
I think,
he's
is
not.
a
He's
Swede or
Swiss.
something. Yeah,
Oh.
or
Swede, yeah.
Swede. I don't know, one of the
He's
two.
been spending too much time.
He's
with
been
the
hanging out with the Germans
though.
too much.
Yeah, for sure. It's very
Speaking
practical.
of expensive new cars, the average age of American cars is now higher than ever.
5 years?
No, it's more than that. It's like
What?
10.
More than 5 years.
Yeah, more than 5.
Yeah.
There's more cars older than 5 on the road.
No, there's more. The average age of a car on the road right now is 11 years old,
11.
getting closer to 12.
So that's what? 2007.
7.
2007.
Or 8, depending on how you look
Yeah,
at it.
2008 Avalanche.
It's newer
So
than everything.
I'm right.
It's newer than
Robbie's
everything.
right there.
I did the math. The statistics show that 1 in 3 drive a car that's older than 5 years.
Okay.
How old are your vehicles?
Way more than that.
How old are my vehicles?
Way more than that.
How old are his vehicles?
Oh, no way.
1 in 3 drives a car newer
That's
than 5
hilarious.
years.
That's bizarre.
That's super. I'm glad that we're par for the course.
The math checks out.
See? We are the podcast for the people.
We're here for everybody.
Yeah.
And nobody at the same time.
It's fair. We're brutally average.
Painfully average. Ask any of our exes.
That's not a good marker for who you are as a person. Everybody knows that.
Let's not talk to any of my exes. I don't need that in my life.
Cars 10 years old outnumbered newer cars.
It's because new cars are expensive.
Yes, that's very true.
That price is inflating.
Faster than inflation
Yes.
in some cases. So,
And cars are lasting longer now, it seems. So you can get a used
thank
vehicle.
God.
Yeah, you can get a used
For me,
vehicle
mostly.
that lasts.
Yes.
then
So
you
back
hang-
in
get one that you
1980,
when cars exploded.
which would be his era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The average age for a car was 7 years old, so now we're closer to 12.
Yeah, they only lasted like 7 years.
My Omni is fine.
Well, yeah, it's one car. It's like,
There's lots of
one. It's
there
like
are-
one human being is not a sample size. You have to look at a huge population.
There are entire car shows dedicated to that era.
Yeah, it's because you can't find
left.
any of them. People are like, wow, this is amazing. I've never seen any of this shit. Yeah, it's because it's all gone.
That's fair. That's pretty. Yeah. I left that group, by the way.
Oh.
We talked about this last week. I'm done with that shit, and I left it.
Did we talk about that on the show, though?
I think we talked about.
I don't know.
I don't
Yes, we
I
did
don't
because
know.
I talked about how annoying it is that they use the word "rad" like 3 times in.
Oh, that's right.
every
Adam
post
Jabay is a
and every
trendsetter. Adam
comment.
Jabay texted me and he goes, "I am a trendsetter, you nerd." And
Yeah. So
And then he didn't hug me.
God, this guy.
I left the Radwood group. I couldn't take it anymore.
That positive attitude was really wearing him out. You know,
Right.
everybody's like, "Wow, that Grand
This
Prix
is
is
great,
cool, man.
rad."
It's cool. It's rad."
Not-
And he's like,
just
"I'm out
because
of here."
just because it falls within that time frame does not make it a cool car. And I am a connoisseur of terrible cars that I think are cool. It's like my thing.
Speaking of which, we're doing the damn Alero racing.
I'm not doing it.
It's wonderful.
We're
We're
not
doing
doing it.
the damn Alero
Speaking
racing.
of cars you never seen anymore, when was the last time you saw an Alero
if
on
we
the
rocked
road?
High
up
school.
to Grid Life
High school.
Yeah.
with three $2,500 Aleros with matching livery but in different colors,
Rice or livery, please.
we would be all over the place.
I think Andy's Autosport still sells shit for this.
Oh, for sure.
I don't want to look at it. Why would you not do that?
That's even the one I found. I don't know
Why
where
do you-
Robbie found it.
why do
It's
you have-
such a racer mobile.
Well, you don't need the wing. It's front wheel
Dude,
drive.
are you telling
no,
me
that's not how that works, Robbie. Look at James Houghton. And
He's got a
Beastie Man.
front
different.
wing?
That's totally different.
He's got a front
That's-
wing.
yeah, this is just a stock front bumper. With a,
You're telling me you
No, we're
wouldn't
not
drive
going with
that at the absolute limit
all the time.
all
Dude,
the
I would,
time?
I would drive that to work.
I would drive the piss out of that thing. I'd be trying to pass spec fits all day.
I think we
That's
need.
all I'd be doing is tailgating spec fits.
Quad 4 life.
I think we need this in our lives. 3 of them.
We need 3 Aleros. If anybody
I-
knows where there's 3 Aleros
If
that are in similar condition.
if I'm buying a shitbox 90s and early 2000s GM product, I'm buying a Cavalier.
No, Alero, damn it. We have to match, and it has to be super weird.
I'm buying a Cavalier.
I think everybody's in agreement with me on this.
If
you're on your phone, go to Facebook and tell the group that you are in agreement that we need Alero racing.
Spec Alero.
Spec-
Sponsored by
You
10
kidding me? There'd be a million people in the Spec Alero.
If I were to say that I have not been shopping for
Alero?
Cavaliers,
Yes.
Cavaliers in southern non-rust states, that would be a lie.
I believe that.
Are you down for some Spec Alero?
Yeah, man.
Somebody find us 2 Aleros then, I guess.
You know what?
How about this?
This is how my life works. I'll be like, yeah, okay, fine, let's do this, and I'll go out and I'll find myself a fucking Alero, and then you guys be like,
Just kidding, bro.
If you buy an Alero, I'll buy an
I will
Alero. How
find-
about that?
Yeah. Actually, I could sell the 240 and then
is that
buy a cheap
2-door?
BRZ.
Did they make a 2-door
Yeah,
Alero?
the Intrigue is the 4-door.
They made 4-door Aleros too.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to learn about Aleros for
Bro.
1 second.
No, they were.
Are you?
If they were 2 doors, they were Aleros. If they were 4 doors, they were Intrigues.
That's not even kind of true.
What?
The
You're not
Intrigue
right.
is a totally different body style.
What the hell's an Intrigue?
It's just like this car.
Dude, they came with 5-speed get trags. Get
Yes.
the fuck out of here.
And
We're
quad
doing-
fours.
We're done. We're
We
done
have-
having
we
this
have-
conversation.
yeah, we
This
have
conversation's over. It's been decided.
It is decided.
They came with like probably the best or the most powerful 4-cylinder that GM ever made.
You can get them. Wait a second. You can get them with a 200 foot-pound torque, whatever this is, a
Is it the
3.4 liter V6.
Oh yeah, it was like a scaled down version of the 3.8. They never came with 3.8s though.
Dude, what is this? Alero
Robbie.
OSV, Oldsmobile Special Vehicle, was an experimental aftermarket parts brand.
Yeah,
for
that's
Oldsmobile.
this ugly yellow
what that
and
is?
black thing that Robbie's got pulled up. That's their show car that they like took to SEMA and shit.
The most expensive Alero I found online right now is like $880.
I absolutely. Des Moines.
Oh, no.
Dot
I think you're gonna have a hard
900.
time finding a manual.
.org.
That will be the hardest part.
Oldsmobile.
Can I search by manual transmission?
Yes,
Oldsmobile
absolutely.
Alero.
They're
$2,000. What
They're
the
all
hell's
gonna
wrong
be
with that
rusted
guy?
out piece of shit around here, though. Again, we're gonna have to go to like Phoenix.
There's 3 manuals right there.
What?
How much?
The cheap one's $400. The middle
$400.
Dibs.
the middle one is $2,000, and then the best one is $4,000.
I'm
only
dibsing the $400.
That guy is being aggressive with his pricing. We can get him to come down.
Oh yeah, but that one's 4-door.
Whatever.
Told you, Robbie.
I did not realize.
I can't believe that you
Not a clue.
tried to argue with me.
Not a clue.
About 90s and early 2000s shitbox GM knowledge.
So
I was wrong.
Specalero. Then it's going to be.
Thought there was same.
It's so you gotta have it. Do you have to have a certain engine, or is this a free for all?
They're
Well, I feel like if you're going to be
it's fine.
spec, it has to either be the quad 4 or the 3.4 liter.
Yeah, but I think if you get the
But I
V6,
think-
you can only get the auto 4-speed. So I feel like that penalizes you.
No, you don't want the auto. It has to be manual.
That's right. Well, then we have to have the quad 4s, which are kind of maintenance nightmares.
Details.
We'll figure that out.
The
after
whole
we buy it.
the $400 car is going to be a maintenance.
I'm not saying that this is a deal breaker because it's kind of my thing, but they're not the most reliable motor of all time. So
This one's $2,000. Hold on a second. What's going on with this one?
Specalero.
Oh, damn, it's an automatic.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so we're gonna have to look into this. some more.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll have to make it.
Let's just put it out there and let the group.
The group can decide if they want to do Specalero or not, and I will guess that everybody wants to do Specalero.
No.
The hardest part is going to be finding a car that's surviving.
It's gonna be cooler than Spec Fit, though.
I would even be on board with Spec Cavalier
Thank you.
Okay, fine.
if you could find them.
Spec Cavalier, I'm in.
They have to have 5 speeds. And Lambo doors.
How do you spell
do not.
Cavalier? CAVALIER.
ALIER.
Okay, there we go.
Like the Cavaliers basketball team.
I don't know what that is.
Cleveland,
Don't,
Ohio.
don't
That's
bring
what.
that up.
That's what Robbie's livery is going to be.
Ooh,
Cavaliers.
Yeah.
The Cavaliers Cavalier.
What is it? Blue and orange?
No, that's their throwback colors.
Oh.
It's cardinal. Or not cardinal. It's was it crimson? Crimson and gold?
I feel like blue and orange would be a
No,
sweet.
crimson's not right either. What the
damn,
hell?
this
Blue
is
and
a
orange would be
rusty.
sweet, dude. Yeah, I know. That's why I've been looking at them in Phoenix and Dallas and stuff like that. I mean, hypothetically.
Oh, it's wine and gold. Wine and gold. Sorry. I was gonna say crimson.
Sounds so fancy. It sounds too
I know.
fancy
I
for
kept
Cleveland.
saying. You take that back, sir. That's a hard-working city. You take it back.
I'm sure it is, but it's not. They're not fancy, Robbie.
It's not Pittsburgh. There, I said.
Well, I mean, thank God too, huh? Am I right?
At least it's not Baltimore.
It's amazing to me how many not that we live in like the gem, but there's a lot of shithole towns in that part of the country.
Whoa! Did not say that. Did not come out of my mouth. I'm all for a blue-collar town. For the record.
I'm blue collar guy through and through.
Except for the shithole towns, apparently.
I could never work.
This
there.
reminds me of something our president said a little while ago. He got in trouble for also.
He's still
Shithole
president.
country,
let's
shithole
not-
town,
let's not
shithole
go
town.
there.
No, I'm
Let's
just saying,
not-
it just
let's
sounds
not go
awfully
there.
familiar.
Let's not go there. I need more fake suntan lotion.
All right,
apparently.
so-
I don't know.
We've proven that cars stay on the road longer and that Michael's the only one in the group that buys new cars. So, I don't
It's
know.
not that I don't; it's that I can't. I probably would.
I think that's... Well, yeah, everyone, if they could.
Nah, actually, I don't think I would.
I still
Because
would.
I don't like taking the appreciation. Of course, he bought a used new car,
That's true.
which is what I would do.
Oh, yeah. No,
I don't want to
I
take
would have
the
to
appreciation.
be. I would have to
or
be.
depreciation hit.
I'd have to be pretty rich to buy a new car. Like
I was
new,
just-
new
I
car.
was just thinking about this. I'm pretty sure that at the time of purchase, the newest vehicle I've ever owned was my Cavalier that I bought in high school.
I bought a 2002 Toyota RAV4 in 2005,
So my Cavalier was a 99.
That's pretty new.
but it had 150,000 miles.
Oh.
My Cavalier was a 99, and I bought it in 2004, I want to say. Maybe 5. 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And everything I've ever owned since then has been roughly that. The newest car I've ever owned, chronologically, is the Audi, and that was a 2002. Maybe it was a 2001.
I have no idea what year the Equinox was. I think that's
Had it for that short a period of
it
time.
was like 6 months.
I don't even remember that he owned it, and we were like friends at that point. I forget. I don't know that I ever even
Time
rode
bomb,
in it.
dude.
I don't think I rode in it.
No, because Katie's mom had one at the time, and you said you hated it so much.
That's the only vehicle I've ever gotten car sick in. is Katie's mom's Equinox
Happens.
in the back seat
Nice.
in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, how sad is that? That the newest car, the closest to new car I've ever owned was a car I bought in high school, and it's probably one of the cheapest cars I've ever bought at the time. I paid $4,000 for that.
God, you missed that car.
So much, Robbie. It's
think-
so stupid.
I feel like at this point, though, if you get one, you're going to be like, man, this isn't as good as I remember it.
Nah, bro, I'm gonna
I feel
love
like
every second
you would.
of it. Have you ever met me?
Well, I just wonder if like it'll. I don't know. You think it'll be as good?
Yes.
As good?
Yes.
You think it'll just be nostalgia? Robbie doesn't agree.
It's nostalgia, 100%.
Yeah, but I'll love it. I'll love it nonetheless. Dude, because I love my S10.
Oh, I love that it's a GIF and it goes.
Man. So many Lambo doors on Cavaliers.
What? I didn't know there were that many Lambo door Cavaliers in the world.
Dude,
And that's like 5 of them.
I think I have.
This is better. That was better times.
That yellow one that you just was on there, it's got the same body kit I had.
Yep.
The drift kit.
That's so ridiculous.
That's what it was called.
Then you're the one that slapped the SS sticker on it and
Hell
told
yeah, I
everybody that
did.
it was a concept.
I did. I got people to believe that was a concept car. I had like a whole story that I came up with on the fly. It was amazing.
Did you have the doors on it at the same time?
Yes.
As all this?
Yes.
Why did you ever sell it?
You bought
All
the
that
Audi.
work.
I don't want to go there. No, I didn't sell it because of the Audi.
Oh.
That was a problem. Let's not go there. That brings up things I don't want to talk about on the show.
Yeah, we're not being personal here.
Yeah.
It's not a personal life show.
That brings up, not talking to friends for extended periods of time in my life and stuff like. I don't want to go there. So
Quit bringing it up.
people that I think may even occasionally listen. So let's really not go there.
We could get 2002 to 2004
You're still hung up on the Aleros?
Yeah, because they come with an
I
Ecotech.
don't know why you're so in. Yeah, that was the first gen of the Ecotech. If we're looking at cars that new, then I'd rather have the Alero or the Cavalier because I hated the facelift headlights on the Cavalier. Hate them, and the taillights don't work for me either.
All right, whatever. I'm just along for the
Dude,
ride.
so
I don't
if we do spec Alero, you could get a Malibu, or you could get a Cutlass, or you
Those
could get
aren't Aleros.
You could get a Grand Am.
Those aren't
We do
Aleros.
Oh,
spec-
I'd get a Grand Am.
We do spec and
If we
body.
do- but if we do, we could do spec J body and do Sunfires and Cavaliers,
No.
and Zach Burt has to participate.
Oh, in that case.
Oh, hold on a second. J body.
J bodies, Sunfires, Cavaliers.
J-body.
You can get a Toyota Cavalier.
No.
You can get a right hand drive JDM, yo.
Okay, I'm a little more in.
A right hand. Okay, so you could get. Man, those Sunfires are bad. I forgot how bad.
I
those were.
fucking love the
Terrible. Terrible looking.
99 Sunfire with the square headlights.
Okay, so
love it. So good. The front ends.
Oh, you could get a Daewoo.
I didn't know they made J body Daewoos.
You could get You get a Holden Chimera.
Okay.
Chimera and a Zuzu Aska,
Okay.
an Opal,
Okay.
a Vauxhall, Toyota Cavalier. These are different years though, so we'd have to pick a year range to work with.
90. What did the first year of the Wright Cavalier? I want to say it was like 97, maybe.
Okay.
To like when they killed the Cavaliers, like 2003 or 4, maybe. Second gen and third gen.
95 to 2. Oh no, wait, that's
95,
Toyota.
is that what it is?
That was the Toyota. Sorry. 2005 was the last year.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll discuss it more and decide what we're doing.
Josh will be in on it. Josh lusts for the days of the Cavalier as well. Josh Fettis.
You can get a manual Cavalier, right?
Yes, you
Absolutely. I
You
had
get a
manual.
manual Sunfire.
Yes.
I feel like I got to get a Sunfire because he's going to get a Cavalier, so that's kind of where I'm at.
I'll get whatever.
Robbie's like, sign me up for that Isuzu.
It's not me up with the cheapest
the
thing you can
Daewoo?
get.
Whatever,
One of
dude.
this
Just, if these are our choices, just whatever. Just give me one.
We'll get Robbie like a Cavalier that's got a Sunfire front end on it.
Just let me rice it out.
That way,
That's what I'm thinking, dude. Is like I think you should be able to get style points. You should add like a whole new level to this.
yes.
Need for Speed.
The more stupid looking your car is.
Need for
like,
Speed Underground 2 era modifications
yes,
only.
Yes. You can only buy parts from Pep Boys. That's it.
Pet Boys or Andy's Auto Sport.
And
That's
eBay.
it. And eBay.
Oh, I can get you some eBay parts.
Dude,
Dude, there's so many eBay projector headlight housings on
You
for
don't-
Cavaliers. You don't even know.
all seriousness, we
Fake carbon fiber rear tail lights.
we
Robbie.
start Spec J body, go full Fast and Furious 2001.
We could do. We
Are
could do
you
like
telling me-
Optima does, where they have points. They have that D&E part, design and engineering.
Yep.
We'll have a car show. That
Yeah.
they'll score points towards your total score as well as the track time.
Are you telling me that we won't end up on the drive for racing Spec J body with stupid Lambo doors and stuff?
No.
I'm so excited, and it's not even going to happen. And I'm excited about
For the
it.
record, once you've made a sale, you can stop selling.
I'm saying, let's do
Did
it.
you ever see
Find us
those
some stuff?
those like trunk lid hinge kits where it would let you open the trunk and the trunk would stay flat?
Yes.
I bought one of those. Total waste of money. It's like $3 worth of shit from Ace Hardware. I paid like $30 for.
Dang it.
Yeah.
It's literally a barn hinge that you self tap to the top of your regular hinge, and then when you open the trunk, it flips down.
Dang it. That's not good.
Huge waste of my money.
Anyway,
Gotta learn.
if you would like to be
Parts.
part of Spec J body,
Hit me
join the group. Let us know. Also, James is doing SCCA things right now, so we're giving away T-shirts. I'm gonna do that on the social medias.
Oh, James.
Anyway, check the social medias for how to win shirts.
We need to
and
figure
things.
out when James is racing so people can watch it on the Crew View on the Apex Pro app.
All these shirts I have to give away. There's a whole bunch of shirts.
We were supposed to give them away at a race event that didn't happen.
I don't know what you're talking about. I gotta bring that up.
Yeah, dude. Hurtful.
So, anyway, look at our social media if you want some shirts. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Shirts, aren't they?
Those are the Z-Max shirts.
They're nice.
These like science fiction shirts.
What?
Nah, they're real shirts.
They're there.
I thought that they were like fancy sportwear. Like
They're
something-
sportwear.
like- they don't feel weird though.
But they fit comfortably. Like
I'm sure
a
they
normal
do.
I
Shirt.
bet the armpits would drive you nuts.
Yeah, just
I bet I
because
can't-
it's not a Hanes beefy tee
I
does
bet I
not mean
can't
it's not.
wear it.
It's a great shirt.
I bet I can't wear it. He made one specially for me.
I know he did.
and I love him for it. James is the man.
He bends over backwards for people, and he.
James made a giant 10-tenths logo for the back of Josh's camper.
This is a normal one.
What's that?
This is not one of the
That's a
Z-Max
Gildan.
ones.
Oh, we got multiples.
ones?
I can wear
I think
Gildan.
I can wear Gildan one.
He might.
I don't know. I don't need to. I have a BVT. BVT.
For the L.
Anywho, I think that's it. Follow us on the socials.
Yeah.
Free shirts.
Goodbye.